So, let's start, I've got the map up right, with our world. So our world is on the wall on the back here. This, as a continent, is called Great Ashling. Looks a lot like the United Kingdom. That is for a very good reason, because it's helpful. Great Ashling is split into five countries. You have Bryn, over where Ireland would be. You have Onora, which is the north of England, north of the border forest, which is this large forest that sits within the middle of the continent. Regan to the south. On the southwest coast is a very small little country called Alba. And right to the north, out in the sea, is a small ice island called Draka. Those are our four continents. Our rebels, as I've given you a term for a name, but we can change it when you get into it. Our Redvant rebels are starting in the town of Redvant, which is out here on the northeast coast, just south of the Shattered Isles, just north of the border forest. That boo is so fucking loud. Don't boo. I'm going to turn it off if it happens. It puts me off. It's like literally someone stabbing me in the eardrum as I'm trying to make words up. So yes, we were starting in the town of Redvant. Redvant is all of the towns is one of the newest towns to be created. It was created, as you guys will know, in character as well, that it's home to mainly the Tieflings. A band of Tieflings made their way to the country as kind of immigrants to settle down not long after the Fallen Conquest, which was the Great War of Great Ashling. That was about 500 years ago. The Tieflings came and set up camp and set up what was a bit of a shanty town kind of to start with, and started trading out of there. Their proximity to the border forest meant they could trade with people south, and being close to the border forest, and the border forest being there to stop trade north and south, there's a little bit of smuggling and shadier activities that goes on in the Redvant. To the north of them, they have the orcs who live up in Pickland, and then the dwarves and the workers and the miners up in the north side. But with their position on the coast and by the border forest, you see a lot of people passing through, a lot of immigration from the west, the countries that are off to the west, off the map there, that come in and live there, and it's a real mix of all different characters. There's a lot of business that goes on, legitimate and illegitimate. There's a huge kind of port area which deals with one half with people and the transport and movement of people, and in the other half deals with the movement of goods. Their main good and export is alcohol. Redvant is known and has a very famous brewing company there, where a lot of the booze that gets served around the whole continent comes out of Redvant. There's huge brewers that work out of there. But within Redvant, it's made up of a few districts, and like I say, it was a shanty town that grew. There's a border, like a palisade border that runs around the outside of the town, which at the time was put there to protect the town as it was growing, and as the town has grown into it, it's kind of hit the edge of that border now. So you imagine the main area where the people live, the residents of Redvant, it's called the Cattleway, and it's like one up from a shanty town. There's houses built on top of houses. They're made out of anything. They're right up against the palisade wall now as well, and it's just every man for himself trying to find space to have a home. Not luxurious in any way, shape or form. The main commercial district is the South Town, which just borders the river. There's a river that runs just into the south of Redvant before the forest, and that's where all the trade happens, where all the inns are, the shops are, the smiths, and that's where the hustle and bustle of the town really goes. This is a bit more developed. There's actual buildings there. They're not all shanty towns and everything else. You obviously then have the beer port, where the Red Brewing Company is, and where they produce a lot of the alcohol, and a lot of the trade in and out goes from there. The port in the north is called the Cloud Port, which is people. And then they're starting to build to the north, outside of the wall. It's starting to build, and to the south, more importantly, is where there's a small guard post, which is the guard post that looks after the border. So that border forest, the idea of the border forest is it's there, it's patrolled by the wood elves, and it's to stop people migrating through from the north to the south. And this was put in place after the war 500 years ago. So it's a little bit less defunct now. There's less need. People aren't flooding through the forest. They're not trying to build a wall to stop the Mexicans getting into to the US, but it is patrolled by the Wood Elves. That is their home, and they do stop and turn back smugglers in some instances. But for each of our characters today, they have made their way in some way, shape, or form to Redvant. They are, and Redvant is a very good place to get some work. Again, legitimate or illegitimate means of making monies. There are shops, there are smiths, but there's also lots of small bandit guilds and different areas. The tieflings that run Redvant are kind of they put on a front as it being more of a town and being more of a legitimate town, but they are known to be part of something called the Coven, which is the group some way associated to the tieflings that head up the faction of Redvant or the town of Redvant, and they seem to have a finger in everyone's pies. Like they own bits of the companies, they're linked in some way to all the big business in some way, shape, or form, but they do put this outward persona that Redvant is a proper town and it's not run and it's not corrupt and everything else, but lots of people know that it is. So on this night we find each of our players as they are making their way to an inn called the Silent Dagger, as they have individually either found out or been told about, or maybe just accidentally stumbled upon a new inn that has been reopened recently, and they are advertising for adventurers, workers, able-bodied people that want to do some work to earn some good money, with anonymity being one of the benefits that they offer, as this late January evening is starting. I think we decided that, Bern, you would be going first. So, Bern, over to you. If you can describe your character, give us a physical description and everything, race, class, and then a bit about your journey into the Silent Dagger this evening.
Yes, so my character is Corin Grandes. He's a halfling. He's 3'2", 33 pounds, so very small guy. He's got jet black hair, sort of slick back. But he's sort of dressed with a hooded cloak, black hooded cloak, sort of brown leather armour, brown leather boots. He's 78, which is kind of middle age for a halfling. He hails from the island of Bryn. He's not your typical halfling. He wasn't content with the farming life and that sort of slow paced work kind of life. He yearned for adventure. So when he was younger, he was always getting up to no good and fell in with criminals looking for excitement, which disappointed his parents, who ended up sending him off to a local monastery to try and change his ways, which never really happened. When he grew older, he moved to one of the local sort of trading docks of Bryn, where he fell into the criminal gang. He eventually became widely known as an assassin, which is what he did for a number of years, taking on contracts, earning money, and which he liked. And he didn't really get on with his parents. His only real connection he had in his life was his sister, who he was very close to. But when he was at his mum's funeral, somebody tried to take him out, assassinate him. They missed and killed his sister. And the grief for that, of it being his fault essentially, as he felt, just overwhelmed him. And he decided to turn away from the criminal life of assassinate. He went back to the monastery where he was sent as a child. He stayed there for a while, and with the money he'd earned from doing these criminal contracts and stuff, he'd left a large donation to the monastery. And for the rest of his days, he decided to just keep travelling from place to place. To ended up in Redvant. He knew a few people in Redvant, and one of the people knew, he gave him the flyer for the Silent Dagger Inn. So they're looking for adventurers and people of that kind, which sparked his interest again, because he's always been one for adventure, and after travelling a while, that kind of sparked his interest again. So he makes his way to the Redvant Inn. And as he does when he in the place, he finds a dark corner to sit in and just observe. And he watches the comings and goings, and
Cool.
So he's there now, currently sitting in a corner, just watching who is coming and going to this meeting for this leaflet. That's what I.
So as you enter the Silent Dagger, as you get towards it, is you can see that it's clearly a run-down inn. As you step inside, expecting to like hide off into a corner and be able to get away, there's very few people in here at the moment. People are starting to. There's the odd patron here or there, and you can see that the barkeeper's behind. And there's a smell of like like bleaching cleaning products, and then like the odd smell of paint. Some of the windows are left open, even though it's a pretty chilly January evening, where you can see that obviously this is where this has been recently opened. They're trying to renovate on the inside. You can't see that it's been done very well. You can't be obviously like, oh, the wall looks like it's been painted, that's clean, but you can smell that they've been trying to do something here, and it's not very often. So yeah, the barkeeper see you come in. Are you going to get yourself a drink? Or does Shadley sit in the corner?
Yeah. I'll have an ale, please.
So yeah, barkeeper serves you up an ale, and he's like, "No, you here for the work? You here for the interview later?"
Perhaps. It sparked my interest. I'll see what it looks like.
Okay. Well, have a sit down. I'm sure we're expecting a few more people than yourself. But yeah, when it does, I'll let you know. I'll let you know to come over.
Cheers, thank you. And with that, he goes and finds a dark corner to sit in and sips at his ale and sort of lights a pipe.
Cool.
And takes a few puffs, just surveying the location.
Yep. So yeah, as you're sat in the inn, a few people start to come in. Some come in, some come out. A few people you see pop into the inn, seeing the lights are on and it's open for the first time. Immediately, kind of a look around and dot out. And where the inn is placed, it's further south of where the main hustle of inns and smiths and everything else is. It's much closer actually to the bridge that takes you over to Beer Point. So it's a way away. It's a longer walk. You're not going to get passing trade necessarily. So these are people that are either coming home from there or have left work and are shooting up towards the bar area. I've seen one closer and dotted in and been like, oh, maybe not. But yeah, get yourself a beer. We shall go to Weaver next.
So my character will be a bard famous on the Isle of Drakkar for performances of traditional songs of his people, the kobolds, and other dragon folk on the island. His name is Zaga's name, and this is his first time leaving the island of Drakkar. He is on a personal mission to retrieve something very precious to him that was stolen by an outsider that visited the island. He isn't very familiar with other races and peoples. As he's walking around off the boat, he's kind of shocked by all these people that are much larger than him and brightly coloured and, outrageous outfits. He's making his way to this tavern that he's heard about. He's just off the boat and he hasn't got much money, he's hoping he can get in there and perform for some food, basically. And he is approaching the tavern now.
Nice. So yeah, so kobolds are like small dragons. So you have dragonborn, who are humanoid size, like normal human size, 5 foot, 6 foot size humans. Kobolds are like the halfling version of dragons, so not much bigger than Corin. And the dragonborn of Great Ashley and the dragonborn of Drakkar have descended from ice and white dragons. So you also will have like tints of the kind of silver bit. And I like to think of it as like the areas that would be slightly thicker skin, so like elbows and knees, are where you're a little bit shy, like, a little bit more silver than you are anywhere else. A little bit thicker skin. As you look around. And yeah, you make your way to the Silent Dagger. You find it quite easily in this street. It's quite dark, and as you pop through the door hoping to perform for someone and survey around, you see a handful of people scattered.
As I enter and look around, I'm keeping an eye out for a war gong, because I'm proficient in that instrument. Does this establishment have a war gong?
Roll a perception check.
Perception check is 10.
10. As you look around, you spot a corner where you're like, hang on, this looks like the entertainment corner, and they've got something set up here, but you don't see any instruments out as they come in. And the barkeep looks up to you and goes, "Can I help you?"
Hey, how you doing? I heard maybe this is the place to come and maybe perform. I'm a bard. I'm famous on my island, and I was hoping I could perform for your fine guests here in exchange for some food.
He looks at you and then looks around. And he's like, "I mean, there's not many guests here at the moment, but I mean, you can definitely perform."
Well, once they hear I'm singing, they're going to flood in.
Oh, okay, you're going to bring the crowds out here. Well, okay, we were expecting a few more clientele tonight, so why don't you get yourself warmed up? We don't actually have any instruments out at the moment. We've just opened. But if you've got something yourself...
I don't have anything on me, but do you have maybe a war gong in the back?
Sorry, a war gong?
War gong.
Do you know, I don't think that's in the list of instruments that we would have. It's, you say, what songs do you sing?
Traditional songs of my people, the kobold from the Isle of Draka.
And they use a war gong.
Well, they can. It's just, you get in the rhythm and you feel it and everything. And don't worry, though. The songs are translated to the common tongue for you people.
Wow. It sounds quite a spectacle. He's like, we don't have a war gong, but how about you just have a little seat, have a drink, wait for it to build up, and I would love to see whatever you've got on offer, to be honest.
Well, I can just get going now,
You want to play to these 3 people?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, fuck. If you want to get yourself set, you get yourself set.
Yeah, so Zaga will make his way to the performance corner.
Yep.
And prepare to start singing a song.
Yep.
Should we get right into it, or should we wait for maybe a couple more people to come in?
Let's wait for one, so you get yourself nice and prepped.
Okay, yeah, he's just doing a little stretch in the corner there, getting ready.
So he brings the barkeep's called Marcus. He comes out and he's like, "Okay, I've got what we've got here," and he throws out a little box they've got, which has like a pan flute in it, a couple of like wind instruments, like there's a horn in there, which is a bit brackish. There is a lute, but it will need to be tuned because it's got horribly loose strings. So he's like, do yourself some stuff there.
I will start to tune the lute.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So you get yourself set, start tuning the lute. As you are tuning, looking around, you see there's like 1 or 2 people coming in. Both Corin and Zaga, you'll both notice a group of people come in to the bar at this point. Give a nod to Marcus, sit down at the table as Marcus starts pouring away some drinks. And this is a group of 5 people as they come in, of different races and things, but they come straight in. It looks like they've got a table they go to. They sit on this table, give the nod. Maybe regulars, maybe have been in here before, but yeah, you see a few more clientele turn up, which is nice. To split up the hot boy and girl elves, shall we go with Hayward first, and then we'll go down, and then we'll finish with Kinsey.
Okay, so my character is called Von Van Frostshadow. He's a druid wood elf. Classic elf, blonde hair, blue eyes. He's 5'10", around about 120. He's 120 years old, so like it's still fairly young for an elf.
Yeah.
He was a skilled hunter in his village. There were some actions in the past that meant he got shunned from his village, and effectively he then joined the druids. He's practiced a lot of frost kind magic. He's always been interested in water and everything based around water, and always had a close connection to nature. He has since been shunned. He's been on the lookout to try and find certain people from his past to get some sort of redemption, which brings him to this tavern, hoping that going on these sorts of adventures may well find the people that he's looking for.
Yeah, cool. So you make your way through in Even, and tidy that, flip the map up, right? So, Von is from the Border Forest, so he's one of the wood elves that patrol the Border Forest, and since for 500 years, these elves have been living self-sufficiently within the forest. They very rarely would leave to do anything other than trade, really. So you see a few wood elves that have gone elsewhere, but the vast majority of these wood elves have stayed, and they act as the kind of border patrol and live within that forest area, which is where you were from. And the druids taking you in. So the druids, just for a bit of world lore as well, act as the main one spellcasters, but also kind of guardians to the gods. They are out. They have a place. If you imagine, they're like aides to the heads of the different areas. So every clan, every king, every whatever it is, commonwealth that is there, will have a seat for the druids. The druids will always have someone who is there to guide and to try and make sure that one, a war doesn't happen again, and two, that balance is maintained, and that they kind of gatekeep the gods, as well as provide this service to each of the kind of races within Great Ashling. The druids, again, as a class, means that they're from all sorts of races. They have druids of all kinds. But yeah, they usually are aligned with one of the gods, and also they have this role. So you see the druids everywhere, and they always have their nose, kind of put their nose into different places. So, and this is a very good example of it, that part of you being shunned out of one of them was, but the druids take you on and show you the ways and try and teach you the kind of druid way, and align you and get you back balanced and in line with the gods. So you make your way into the Silent Dagger. Again, you know where it is. The instructions on the leaf are very good. And it is on this street, one of the only lit up buildings. As you make your way in, you see a small kobold. Maybe you've never seen a kobold. Kobolds would be normally around coastal towns in the main. A few might have dotted off here and there, but mainly they run the shipping lanes. They do a lot of the merchant work for the Dragonborn, who never leave Draka. So they tend to gravitate towards the edges. So you may have seen one here or there if you've been in Redvant for a while. But yes, you see a kobold setting up, tuning a lute in one corner. Survey around, and you see a few different people dotted about, some of them taking interest, and then you see this table of 5 people that are sat, and they make up the full 5 on that round table as you walk into the Silent Dagger.
I don't go for a drink. I just go straight to find a table I can just sit down on my own, just chill out for a little bit.
Cool.
To get an idea of what's going on.
So Marcus sees you come and sits down. It's very obvious when people come and just shout. So he's like, "You here for work?"
Yes, I'm here for work.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Right, just keep yourself out of trouble. If you want a drink, you can get one now, but we'll let you know when it's time.
Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine for now.
Okay. Goes back to pretending to polish glasses or whatever it is that barkeeps do. Watching Zaga sort his loot out. How's the loot going?
Still tuning.
Still tuning. Okay, cool. As Zaga's tuning, Corin, you still surveying out around. You've seen this group of 5 sit down as well, as you see more people start to come in now, and you're getting a judge and a feel for people that may be turning up for the odd drink and disappearing out, and those that sat seemingly a bit like Von without a drink or waiting and look a little bit nervous, possibly about what this job might be and what might be coming in the evening.
Do I notice if there's anybody drunk yet?
Roll a perception check.
With 21.
21. So no, you've been watching people trying to pick up, and you've seen most, and that's how you've got this guide between those that are staying and those that seem to be popping in. A few people have popped in and had like a beer, and they're having a chat. Look like they've just finished work, and then they're shooting out again. No one's really propping up the bar, very drunk. You see that group of 5 are starting to tank through beers, and they're very chatty and very loud within the bar, but not to the point that they're super smashed.
I'll keep my focus on them then.
Okay, so Dan.
Hello. So, Arta, no surname, is a red-skinned tiefling of unknown age. So, whilst the migrations were happening, he was found following a storm on a beach by a young dwarf called Callan. Callan was a disciple of Mathamor Dwyn, which Arta is probably pronouncing wrong. And he was kind of taken in, almost as cliche as it is, as an orphan. Now, the god in question is the god of wanderers and is associated with bursts of lightning. And despite his protests / beliefs / doesn't believe, he was still gifted the powers of a cleric in his early believed teens. He's believed to be in sort of early 20s. He's got sort of black horns, sort of looks like almost like a devil, and has a big sort of warhammer and a shield. Now, he was aided in his sort of understandings of tiefling culture by an older girl who was a tiefling called Mira, who sort of saw her as a big sister. And when he reached sort of 17, 18, or believed 17, 18, he was cast out to be a wanderer, to explore. He realised very quickly that it wasn't really for him. He spent most of his days in sort of training, sleeping, trying to get away. Spent more time sort of sleeping in trees than actually, training to be a cleric. And he didn't realise quite how important money was until he entered the civilised world, we'll call it. Now, he's average height, sort of 5'7", 5'8", sort of height. And he is technically an occult, acolyte even. But
He's in a cult.
Yeah.
I was like, technically, he's in a cult.
Technically, he's an occult, yeah. Doesn't really believe it, but he kind of has to do some stuff to make sure he sort of keeps his powers. As part of his wandering to find money, the flyer for the what's it called? The Silent Dagger Inn kind of fell onto his face in sort of a gust of wind. And at that point he realised, yeah, I can make some cash here. Because money is great. And he makes his way towards the Silent Dagger Inn.
Nice. So you make your way through the streets. It's like late. There's a chill. There's definite chill in the air. It's an evening in January. So you're busting through and you see sun working out from the leaflet exactly where to go. And as you push into the door and step into the inn, you're greeted with the sight that everyone else has seen. As you open the door, kind of gust of wind blows in as well. It's it's one of those, when it is winter, you're in a restaurant, in a bar, and someone opens the door, comes in, and everyone's like, "Fucking close the fucking door! It's cold in here." So as you open the door and the wind comes in, a few of them turn around, and one of the guys from that table just stands up and goes, "Well, fuck me sideways. We got another one of us in here." You look over, you see a similar age tiefling to yourself, but with like a midnight blue skin rather than the red. Again, horns that are kind of tucked in, a bit like a ram, come around the side of his head and down to the back. And he's wearing like a red leather coat as he stands up with the beer in his... he looks over to you with beer in his hand, goes to stand up. He's like, "I don't think I've seen you around here before."
So I walk over to a round sort of handshaking distance, and then I put my hand up and wave.
Okay. You new in town?
Yeah? Question mark?
You've been in and about, but you're definitely not from here. You've not spent like.
No. That was in character.
Oh, in Christmas.
I'm not doing voice like everyone else.
You're not checking. Okay, yeah. You don't sound confident. So you're not one of the clans here.
I don't know what a clan is.
That
Anyway,
is
I need a
good
drink,
to know.
and I kind of just bundle past, not saying anything else. And as I'm sort of just about to pass, sort of handshaking distance,
Yeah.
I turn around, wave, and then go to the bar.
And you would see, you walk up to the bar and you go and talk to Marcus and get yourself sorted with a drink. As you've seen this, and he's been this guy's been very loud when he's come in. So, and there's not enough people in here. So Corin and Sagi, you would have seen this here, and he kind of gives us a little chuckle as he sits down, just flicks the person next to him, who you see is another tiefling there as well, who looks up and just kind of shakes their head as they carry on their chats. Ignore you, leave you to be as you are. You gonna take a seat? There's not a huge amount of seating in there, so you've got that table is full. You've got one of the booths to the side where you can't see, but there may well be half in there. You've got the kobold, who again you would have seen kobolds in your wanderings around, but you're seeing him get set up, and then there's a hot boy elf sat at a table on his own without a beer.
Is there seats at the bar?
Yeah. There's only a couple of stools.
So I want to take a seat at the bar.
Yep.
Kind of gesture for a drink. Excuse me, barkeep, and kind of click my fingers. Can I get a beverage, please?
What sort of beverage do you want?
Oh God, I wasn't expected to make choices. Just give me what he's having, and I kind of point no one in particular,
yeah.
just towards the room.
Yeah. A pint of ale it is then. There you go. And as he puts it down in front of you, he clicks back at you.
Oh, thank you for the greeting. And as he kind of puts it down,
yep.
Kind of take out the sort of scrumpled up poster, leaflet thing, flyer, and I kind of sort of present it to him. I'm like, so, this.
Oh, well, you're doing it at the time. Yes. You're here for the work. There's a few people dotted around that seem to be here also for the work. Just settle down, enjoy your ale, and I'll give you a shout when it's time.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Enjoy yourself.
Oh, thank you. You too.
He walks to the opposite end of the bar that you are, or if you're in the middle, tries to pick the longest distance away. Still very in tune with how Zaga's getting on with his.
I think
loot.
The loot is tuned.
Yeah.
Tell me, can you hear this?
Yes. Sounds tuned.
Yes, he's just playing a few notes just to warm up.
Yeah.
And at this point, he will sort of cough to get attention in the room.
I notice this,
Yep.
and I cast thaumaturgy on myself and cough loudly, like 3 times my volume.
But Marcus, the barkeep looks at you like, you all right? To you,
The man with the string thing's playing.
Oh, you're trying to calm everyone down. Well,
Is that not how it's done?
possibly. I don't know. I thought you might be choking.
No.
Well, we're in for a treat, apparently. He's well renowned or some bullshit.
Ooh, exciting.
And with that, I decide to announce myself. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zagazoon. I come to you from the Isle of Draka to perform some traditional songs of my people for your entertainment this evening. I've translated these songs to the common tongue so you can understand them. And if by any chance you've heard them before, then feel free to sing along. I strum my lute.
Yeah.
And with that, Zaga goes into song. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight boat going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Redvant.
Nice.
He took the midnight boat going anywhere.
It's quite good this guy, isn't he?
I clap.
Yeah. Starts to get a little accidentally starts to get people's feet tapped. Marcus is like, oh, this is quite nice actually. Yeah. And outside, approaching the tavern, hearing what sounds like music starting and building the excitement that was already building. Kinsey, would you like to introduce your character?
I'm not sure how I'm going to follow.
You don't have to sing, so it was fine.
Faywin looks at the inn and walks away. So Faywin is a high elf, and she is from Allhearth. She has really long silver hair, blue eyes, and she's very pale. So she's almost got a translucent type complexion. And standing at 6'3", she's a leggy elf. She's wearing a cloak, kind of like an overcoat that's beautifully embroidered, woven with blue stitching, sewn in silk, really out of place for Redvant. And she also has a really large bow over her shoulder. So a little bit of background, she comes from a family who worked for the Commonwealth for generations, and despite having a secure upbringing, she longed to find adventure and to find out more about the world outside of Allhearth. She hasn't really travelled, she hasn't really seen anyone but elves, or those coming to meetings within the Commonwealth when she's kind of seen her dad having meetings. After she left Allhearth on her adventures, she realised that she'd been quite naive and realised that her money wasn't going to go as far as expected. And she remembered a conversation that she'd had with her incredibly annoying elf friend Meadow, who had told her about a house party that she'd been to in Redvant before and how busy it was and all of the different people that she'd met, all of the different creatures. And she refused to be defeated and go home and kind of with her tail between her legs, and so she wanted to continue. So she made her way towards the inn after finding a flyer, and as she approaches the door to the inn, she seems quite tentative, quite wide-eyed, especially after hearing the music. And in this sort of dreary part of Redvant, she looks quite out of place.
Definitely. So, and you are lucky that as you open the door to the inn and push in, kind of a little bit tentatively, slowly to see what's going on, the sound of the music hits in, and you hear people banging now. And as the door opens, no one turns. Everyone seems to be. Well, actually, Zaga, roll a performance check. I'm not giving you a freebie. I just realised. 12. The sound that greets you is the sound of this small kobold who seems to fill the space with the single voice. As you look around, there's a few people that have got the attention, but others are not really paying too much attention to what's going on. There's not a chorus of song happening with the 12, but no one's booing or jeering or throwing stuff at them. They seem to be enjoying it whilst other conversations are trying to carry on. And you see again this table as you walk in on the left, which has got the 5 people on it. In that back left-hand corner is where the kobold is given. It is all on the stage bar. You see another elf sat down, and you see a few booths and seats elsewhere. Obviously, a tiefling at the bar as well. Okay,
so she kind of skirts around towards the bar, trying to be as inconspicuous as possible.
Yep.
As I say, she's quite wide-eyed. She doesn't really know what's going on. She kind of flicks a look over to the kobold, belting out this song, and almost props herself up a little bit, nervous on the bar, like against the bar, kind of looking at all of the slightly dirty glasses, and tries to get the attention of the barman.
And seeing you almost like gliding to sit at the bar, when he turns back for a second and catches your eye, Marcus pops over. He's like, well, we don't normally get clientele of your class in here, man. Is there anything I can get you this evening?
I'll just have a water, please.
Oh, a water. You not want to spend a little more, get yourself maybe a lovely little bit of wine? We do some food as well,
No, just a water's fine, thank you.
Just the water.
And she kind of looks over and sees that there's another elf. And tries to give a little smile because she's not really seen any of these other
creatures.
creatures. I feel rude calling you all creatures.
Get used to it. This is a little dragon. And as you do that and you're looking over, you hear from that big table of 5 someone just shout, "Oh, no, fucking elf!" And Von, you hear this as well. And as you kind of both, so as you two kind of try, I'm to get all the names in my brain. Faywin, as you look across to try and catch Von's eye, this shout comes out from that table. You look over and kind of in the darker shadow, there's clearly a larger character looking towards you both. Von, as you turn and look, you recognise the frame of a bugbear. You've seen bugbears before. And yeah, he just he gives that shout out and he's just kind of sat back in his chair, just staring at you both.
I kind of have my hand on my scimitar, just staring back at him.
Do I sense the hostility? Almost like the awkwardness in the room with my 10 charisma.
With your what's your passive perception? 13.
Passive perception's quite good. Passive perception is it's not that good. 13.
13. That's all right. So you hear the shout, and at first you're like, "Who the fuck's shouting? Why is this kobold's giving this amazing performance?" And as you look, you see the bugbear there, sat back, just staring at these two. But he's not moving from there. And you see that tiefling that had shouted at you before, just kind of like lean over and just pat him on the chest, say something to him, and then they kind of sit down. The bugbear keeps his gaze towards those guys as the rest of his party kind of chats about themselves.
Is the kobold still playing?
Yeah,
The
kobold's still
kobold
going.
is definitely still playing. In fact,
I stand up and get to the front row.
Room, a smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile, they can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. The shadows searching in the night.
Good.
At this point, I've gone to the front row. I've got my glass raised, and I'm my mug, glass, whatever raised, and I'm just there like cheering on, but not loudly.
Yeah.
I'm like mouthing cheers.
That's that I like it. It's good. And you get roll a persuasion check, a performance check with advantage.
Who, me?
Yeah. No, the other person's singing in the pub.
With advantage, the best one is a 26, a natural 20 plus 6.
And that 20 was 6. So you go full into it, and you've got this tiefling just popped in front of you, buoying you on now to give this performance. And as you finish, the table of 5 turn around, and the tiefling shout out before it's like, "Well, fuck me, this guy can sing!" And he just starts clapping, and then he'll just ping towards you a couple of silver pieces.
Sweet.
He's like, "Get yourself an ale, my man. I want to see you on in the second half." Yep.
While these group of 5 are distracted with the performance, can I walk past and try and pickpocket them?
You want to walk past a table of 5 people and try and pickpocket them?
Yeah, while they're focused on the kobold.
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
That would be a 22.
22, and then roll a sleight of hand.
Uh, 26.
26. Cheating on dice
Yeah,
already.
19 on dice.
Nice. So as you, so what are you looking for?
I guess just maybe if I can get a coin purse or something, or just anything general.
Cool. So yeah, you walk around behind, and you're going for the tiefling that's up clapping, yeah.
If the bugbear's distracted, I'd prefer to go for him, but any of them.
If you imagine as it's sat out now, so if it was a square, so you would have been on the right hand side of the room. Kobold's on the left hand side. In the middle is where the elves are sitting. So the bugbear would have be looking your direction as you've moved. I mean, he's not looking for you; he's looking for the elves. But he's not distracted in a way that you'd be able to sneak up to him. It would be one.
The chieftain will be fine then.
Yeah. So yeah, sneak up, go in, and you grab. You manage to reach in. You get 10 silver pieces, which is 1 gold coin, but 10 silver pieces from this pouch. And as you pocket it, you just feel a hand on your shoulder. And then right up in your ear, you just hear, "Well, aren't you a sneaky little fucker?"
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's hard to keep up with. And as you turn around to face, you are faced with the tiefling that he had patted before. It's a red tiefling, much like Arta's in colouring. And as you see, she's wearing dark. It's almost like a dark purple jacket, long coat with the hood, the big wide hood built in there. And she's like, I've got to get myself in the voice of this one. My southern belle. Oh, I do declare. Well, I know a rogue if I see a rogue, because I see you and you see me. If you want to be taken from this party, you better have a bloody good reason for it.
Careful now. You know who you mess with here.
I mean, you're what, 2 foot of nothing. You want to come in here and just take on these guys? I suggest you give my friend his money back. It was a good attempt and all.
Did I pick it up out of it? Is it loose or was it on purpose?
No, it was loose. So you reached into where he had his corn box and just took out what you could, and as you pulled out just like a stack, he had a little roll of coins, which had just been 10 silver pieces together.
Would they be in a roll or would they be loose?
Yeah, they'd be in a roll. They were wrapped.
Oh,
or held together. So yeah, you've reached in and you've grabbed what you feel is like a stack, and as you pulled it out, you can see you've got. I told you, but you can see it's about 10 silver pieces that are in a rack, and that's very standard for people that are keeping their coins together. Not many people rock around with a shit ton of gold, but they will wrap larger stacks of silver so it doesn't bang around in coin purses and stuff.
I took it back at him and just say, "Can't blame the guy for trying."
No, you're right, you can't, but we'll watch you. You got some skills, but just make sure you use them in the right way. There's a pocket to be picked everywhere, but make sure you pick your targets correctly.
Could I see that happening from where I was in the bar?
You can see, and looking over where you've seen the bugbear that's been eyeing you up, you see this tiefling having a conversation with, again, with that stealth check moving around, you would just seen almost that she's having this conversation with a child, a smaller version of a human with just a hood on that snuck up and snuck in. You wouldn't have seen this person appear anywhere, but now they're there and you can see that they're having a conversation but not hearing. Saga's still giving it full beans.
Zaga is actually onto his next song, but we'll let Faywin go first.
No, I was just going to say that I'm kind of looking around because I've not seen these types of creatures before. Mm-hmm. Trying to keep my gaze on the floor, but can't help myself keep kind of just staring at them, trying to work out what the fuck they are.
Yeah, and every time you look up, you swear that this bugbear is just staring back at you.
Yeah.
Cool. You want a next song?
Yeah, Zaga has taken a bow for the audience in the bar, which has started to fill up, obviously, because of his incredible performance. And he's about to go into his second number. Give me time to realize my crime. Let me love and steal. I have danced inside your eyes. How can I be real? Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? Precious kisses, words that burn me. Lovers never ask you why.
really smashing it. Can you roll a performance check? Doing up here.
It's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Barkeep looks over and he's like, whew, he's got range, this boy, and he's got range. Bloody hell. You see, completely different tone, but people are into it, and like I say, the bar is starting to fill up now as it's getting later into the evening. So the work shift, a lot of the factories would have kicked out now for their like evening shifts, and the night shifts would have been going in. So yeah, people that are coming back from Beer Point, coming back from some of the warehouses, who would have shot all the way up the road, have kind of stopped in at the bar here, and the barkeep just like nods over to you. He's like, "Oi, Carol, come here."
Yeah, I guess I finished up.
When you finish,
taking the applause,
yeah.
I'll head over to Zag will head over to the bar.
He's like, "Oh, fucking hell, you know what? I actually thought that was going to be a pile of shit. I'm not going to lie. I thought we weren't going to get that many, but you seem to be drawing a couple of people in here. That's done me a service. You seem at the end of the night, you keep this up, we might have a little gig for you here, just playing music."
What did I tell you? Although I could do with some food.
Oh, you want some fucking food as well? I mean, I would normally quibble like that, but you've been all right. I'll get you something sent out. Just wait here.
Appreciate it.
And he nods back, and you see there's a young woman working behind that he leans inside to and shouts out to get you some grub for your thing, and brings out not a lot. It'll just be like a little assortment of like breads, cheeses, a bit of meat chunks, like cured hams and stuff. That he throws down his like egg.
Zago will take it. Well, before he takes it, he'll address Marcus. Hey, you know what else I can do around here to make a bit of money?
Well, yeah, you're in luck actually. Like a lot of these people are here because we've got a little almost like an interview. One of the old boss, he's looking for some people to get on with some work. But I mean, have you got any skills other than singing? Because he's not really looking for
other than singing. Did you not hear that performance?
I mean, it's great and all. And like I said, you can come back here any night you want. But I don't think the boss is really going to be looking for singers. And he passes,
I can get
a
leaflet
leaflet over to you as well.
Daggers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he passes you over a leaflet which goes through and says the kind of the work on offer, that his contracts is, there's anonymity with it. And
okay, and with that, I will take the little platter of breads and meats and sit at the table with the male elf, who is tall and blonde and blue-eyed, and I'm looking at him like, what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah. Nice.
Hey, you're a weird fucking one, ain't you?
I could say the same back at you.
Where are you from, Blondie?
I'm from the border forest. Where are you from?
There's a fucking forest? I'm from Draka.
Oh, it's the island to the north.
That's right. First time ever leaving it.
Well, welcome to the mainland, I guess.
Appreciate it. I'm just gonna eat this shit and wait for whatever the fuck this job thing is.
So as you two have this conversation, Corin, where did you go to once you got accosted?
I just come to the bar.
Come out. Okay, you go to the bar. So as you get to the bar, and you get closer look now, Faywin, at Corin as he comes around and see that it is not indeed a child. It is a fully grown man, an older man as well. Well, not an older man, but not a child.
I sort of gasp a little bit as well when I realise.
And with your passive perception, Corin, you definitely see it. Something that you're not averse to, but again, it's just one of those things like a small man joke again. Here we go. And do you?
I notice how she's dressed.
Mm-hmm.
Very sort of like elegant, sort of, from money.
Yeah.
Kind of piques my interest. So obviously,
see that straight away.
Yeah.
Cool. So you pop yourself at the bar. You're there, and as you two are having the chat, Zaga and Von, you feel over. Over your shoulder, Von, this like presence appear, and then it just and you notice the bugbear, right? He's leaning down to you, he's like, I don't fucking like elves.
What's an elf?
He is an elf.
What the fuck are you?
I am a bugbear. You are a very small little rat boy, aren't you?
Who the fuck you calling a rat, bug guy?
I've got no problem with you. Do you know what? To be fair, your singing was all right. It's this elf. What are you doing here?
And what is your problem with me?
I just don't like elves, do I? And I don't really think you should be here in this pub.
It's quite handy because I really don't like bugbears either.
Well, isn't that fucking joy then, isn't it? We have a bit of fun here tonight. Is that your little girlfriend over there? He points towards Faden.
Does Faywin hear this?
Yeah. This, well, with Zaga eating now, the level of chat has gone just back down to a hum of people chatting. And those at the bars you see as well. You see the table. You see the tiefling is watching out over what's going on there.
Whilst this is happening, I kind of noticed that voices are being raised and people don't like each other and so on and so forth with my passive perception.
Yep.
So I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy and start coughing again.
Marcus, he's like, are you all right? Do you want some water or something?
I'll just get another drink, please. I go back to the bar.
I go over and start patting him on the back.
You get still on the chair, patting him on the back.
Are you good? I sort of clamber up onto the bar.
Yeah, clamber onto the bar. Sat there just patting him on the back. She's like,
I get another drink, and then I go, depending on whether I get robbed. How much are we paying for these drinks, by the way?
He hasn't charged me anything for the drinks yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to get another drink, and then I'm going to go to one of the booths and just kind of lie down.
Cool. So yeah, you get the drink, you've done the coffee, get the drink, and as you've coughed and you kind of broke the thing, this bugbear is just sat looming over, waiting for something to move, waiting for an excuse. The tiefling kind of jumps in.
Has he gone back to the table, was it?
No, he still stood.
Or is
He still stood right with you. He's stood, he's done it, he's pointed and is like your girlfriend there? And he's like, essentially, he's like, go on, mate, make a fucking move. All I need is one excuse to fucking throw. And this tiefling just steps in and then just again puts a hand across his chest. And he's like, come on now, buddy, let's go back to our table. We know you don't like elves. And he's like trying to push him. He's like, but tonight we're here for a different fucking reason. Let's keep our head in the fucking game. He hits him again. He's like, come on. And as the bugbear kind of just like shakes himself off, walks backwards, looking at you both, and he just eyeballs between Vonvan and between Faywin. Goes back to the table.
How big is this interior?
Yeah, I was going to ask
Yeah.
that.
How big is the interior? The pub?
Yeah, like from one end to the other.
Not probably like 40 by 30 foot. You've probably got a space in there for with the booth. You've got like 2 or 3 booths. You've got the bar that takes up quite a big area and the corner, and then you've only got like 2 or 3 of these larger tables that are in there. It's not a big pub. Like everyone, as the conversation comes down, like you're able to fill the room with your song without the need for like any amplifying of your voice. Quite comfortably filled the bar with it. But also that means that when you stop singing, it gets quiet very quickly. So like when this happens and then the cough happens, you realise that table stopped talking. It's just the silence. So you all hear this conversation happening.
How big is the bugbear? Or this bugbear in particular?
Big. They're like at least 6.5 foot. But like they look a lot bigger because they're very gangly, like very long arms. So I would, if you're imagining, it's like imagine Chewbacca like lifted weights. So there's the kind of height comparison to humans as Chewbacca, but bulky. They've got long arms, but their arms look strong. This guy looks strong. If you were to look at him and guess,
Are they fairy as well?
Yeah. Like exactly like just imagine Chewbacca, but buff on roids.
Okay.
Longer pointy ears. They're like big hairy goblins essentially, but the best way to describe them is like a Wookiee, but they've got the bulk of. They're not like a slender man. They're wide, big shoulders. You can see big muscles. You can see that they've got some bulk behind the fur.
At this point, can I kind of go over to where Zaga and Vonvon... Is it Vonvon or Van Van? Vonvan, sorry.
Yeah.
Kind of go over to where they are. Because I would have heard him say about where he was from.
Yep.
So I kind of go over there and then say, like, in more of a hushed tone towards him, like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. It's just bugbears. They're all like this.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I couldn't help but overhear that you said that you were from the Border Forest.
I am, yes.
No way. I have a friend. She's called Meadow, and she's actually a wood elf, and she lived right by there. I used to play with her all the time when I was a kid. Do you know Meadow?
Can't say the name rings a bell.
Oh, okay. I'm from Allhurst. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yes, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's really high up actually in the Commonwealth.
Okay.
So she's kind of a little bit more excited now that she knows someone. There's that familiarity there.
Yep.
She's kind of like the real life equivalent would be like my dad owns Microsoft.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, very much is. Yeah, and I was going to explain. So Allhurst, Allhurst sits in the centre of Honora, and after the 500 years ago, at the end of the war, where many of the heads of clans and leaders died at the end of this war, the ceasefire was called from the elves to just stop the fighting, just to calm it where it was. And a group of wood elves that were a platoon there, they enacted the ceasefire, they called it, and then they started to try and pull people together. And as part of that, and part of the creation at that point of the Border Forest, was that this group of wood elves stayed and created a settlement in Allhurst to create a commonwealth. And the idea was that across the Honora, it has most of the kind of monster races there. You have the tieflings, you have the orcs, you have dwarfs, you have goblins, and then you have a mix of everyone else, the kobolds and the dragonborn. Less or so, they come in every so often, but you've got this real mix of different races and cultures, and instead of letting the monarch of the south keep control, they split the country in two, with the Border Forest. The wood elves patrol that Border Forest to keep the separation, and a group of wood elves essentially became high elves by managing the Commonwealth. They essentially manage they are the administrators of keeping the country of Honora working. They do all the paperwork, all the administration for like bringing people together to discuss decisions about how the country works, and they're ideal at it because they're very orientated on the truth and getting the right points out. They also live for a really fucking long time, so they don't rule. They own the administration of the ruling leaders, and each of these parties have a leading head that goes to Allhurst. So you will all know that being part of Honora, that Allhurst is where the Commonwealth was, and the Commonwealth is run by these high elves who have now, obviously, they've made some money and stuff running this administration, but posh.
How have I ended up as an admin in a fantasy?
You picked it. It was all the laws created, and you were like, "Do you know what I'm picking? Admin."
Yeah.
In the fantasy. You're trying to turn away from it. It's fine.
Zaga will use this opportunity to introduce herself. Hey, honey, you're looking kind of fancy. How are you?
Oh, hello. Are you the one that was just singing? I loved your
You
singing.
better fucking believe it.
Wow, where did you learn to sing like that? It was something.
I mean, I'm kind of famous back home on the Isle of Draca. Are you one of these Alps as well?
I kind of give a glance to Von Van, a little bit confused. Yes, I'm an elf.
Oh, elf. Okay, I think I misheard it the first time. Do all your people have like this golden shiny hair?
I guess, like, yeah.
I mean, does it go all the way down?
I look really confused.
I turn back to my plate of
I
food.
can hear you laughing. You fucker. Sweet.
Is the bugbear still there?
No.
So he trapped away yet?
Yeah. As
So
you
I was
guys
going
had
to
the
quickly do
conversation,
something if he was still in.
No.
Has he got his beer with him? If he's in the vicinity still?
No, he's gone back to he got pushed back. He just
Okay.
he didn't have his beer with him anyway. He came up without the beer. He got pushed back by that tiefling, and as that tiefling left, he was just like, "I'm very sorry about this. We won't talk about this," and like kind of just ushered him away. And as you guys started a conversation, he was like, "I have no need to interject here now." So they've just gone back to their table.
Well, in which case, I am going to use the same thing but for a different reason.
Mhm.
Well, so I'm gonna use my shape water to bring the beer up out of his glass and just splash it all straight in his face.
Okay. So shape water is okay. You can do it within 5 foot. What, 30-foot range? Yeah, which is more.
Yeah.
This. What do you have to do to cast it? It's just hand movements,
It's just
right?
somatic, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So he is still staring at you from that table. So he's watching you do it. Are you kind of trying to covertly do it, or are you overtly looking at him and just like, and then his beer's going to hit him in the face? Because there's two ways. Yeah, it can happen.
Yeah.
Or as he's looking at you, he can see you move your hands, and then his fucking beer's going to hit him. So it's up to you how you try and do it.
He was still walking away and he had his beer with him.
No, he's back at the table.
Because what I was going to do was use the shape water to take the beer out of his glass and drink it myself.
Ah, nice.
But
You can do it either way. You can try if you want to do it. Then we'll roll for a sleight
the
of
thing
hand.
is, there's a 5 foot range of the water flow, so unless we're within 5 foot of them.
No, the spell is 30 foot. You can only control it within a 5 foot square, so you can only move it within the square he's in. But you can
That's
cast
what I'm
it
saying.
up
So I
to-
couldn't obviously do the drinking from his
no,
table
you were
now.
meant to take it from his table to your table. No, you can splash it in him. But yeah, it's more if you're going to do it. Are you doing it as he's looking at you? Are you doing it where it's almost like swearing at him, or are you going to try and hide the fact you're doing a spell?
I'm going to try and hide it.
Okay.
So I guess hand gestures under the table.
Yeah,
Is
roll a
that
sleight of hand.
still-
Roll a sleight of hand.
Oh, that's a 4.
4. Nice.
Mhm.
Cool. So you
Very sleight of hand.
he's just staring like, and as you can imagine, it's like a table of 5 people around him. They're all having a conversation. He's a little bit bigger frame than them, and he's just found the gap between, and he's just got his beer, and he's just fucking staring at your face. And as he goes for one more sip, he sees you move your hands, looks, and then the beer splashes. So you want to just empty the cup into his face.
Yeah.
Cool. So your feet goes up and he just gets up and goes, "Fucking elves!" And as he jumps up, you hear someone say, "Excuse me!" So he stood there just dripping, and as you all turn around, there's someone stood next to the bar. And it kind of cuts the thing. He's stood up, and as you look now, he's stood up, he's just reached for it. He's got this like big old battle mace. And he's just panting, getting ready to go. The tiefling's got a hold of him, and then there's this character stood there. It's like, if we could just calm down. We're ready for any of you that are here for the interview to come forward. You see the big tiefling just like grab him, almost like grab him then by the scruff and pull him close. And then the bugbear is still just fucking staring you down.
I just give him a nice little smirk as he's staring at me.
Okay, so yeah, as you look across, you see quite a slender, tall figure stood there, and weirdly, they're wearing like a cloak, not necessarily a cloak from outdoor, but almost like a bloody cape, but long drapes, not ritual. You can see they've got trousers on, but it's longer drapes and longer clothes across the front, many layers, and. They're on their head. They have what looks like a black mask with like a peak, almost like a plague mask. You know, like the cover with the long beak, but not quite as long a beak on the front. As you all turn, and this is the creature that just has announced himself. Anybody that is here for the interview, if you would like to come forward, we will be hopefully not fighting in the bar and talking downstairs.
I put my hand up.
Yeah, nice.
Zaga will put his plate to the side and stand up from the table.
Cool. And you see as you guys stand up on the table, you see the other party stand up as well. And yeah, the main tiefling's like, "You got us far as well." It's like, good. Okay, so and you guys are a group, he says to the tiefling. Tiefling's like, "Yep, us 5 all together." Looks at you like, it's like, have you guys come as a group, or are you just disparate? Anyone joined in any way to your party?
My hand is still up because I haven't realised I just take it down.
You can put your hand down now.
I put
I'm
my
still
hand down.
just stood on the bar at this point.
Patting him on the back. Okay, bunch of misfits. Nice. Right. So we have we have a few questions. A little tester for you downstairs. But seeing as you are in a group, we'll split you thusly. So okay, if you'd all like to come with me. Marcus, if you could just ensure that we're not disturbed whilst we're downstairs. And if anyone else comes, tell them they'll have to come round for the next run now. And Marcus just nods and goes, "Of course." Do you all follow?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Just see that.
Yes.
So you'll get up and walk. You see that the blue tiefling pushes the bugbear forward. He is trying to hold back and try and get close to you as possible. And those guys walk in, and all you do is round the side of the bar, but kind of between where the staging area was and where the bar is. Dog. Bonnie, come on. Is just a little hatch doorway, and the person in front of you just pushes through there and takes you into the corridor before you go down some stairs. And she's like, "Okay, what we're going to do is take you guys downstairs. We have just some individual little questions and tasks we want to just part out, and then we can discuss, what you might be looking for, what type of work you're looking for. But really, we want to assess your skills. But yes, seeing as there's two parties, it works out quite well because we will split you up. So if you, sir, and the guy at the front or behind the bugbear just leans out, he's like, "Your name?" And he says, "You can call me Val." He's like, "We'll do the rest of the intros inside." She's like, okay. So a few team come in, and she takes them down the stairs and leads them into the door on the right-hand side. And as they go in, and she's like, "I'll be with you shortly." And then she says, "The rest of you, if you'd like to come downstairs," and then leads you downstairs and into, opens the door for you to walk into a room that's downstairs. There's a few, and as you go in, there's a few tables and chairs. So it looks like... it's like a weird... downstairs in a bar, you'd be expecting it to be like maybe like a storeroom or something, but it's a bit more like a meeting room, like a common room. It could easily have been an office, could easily have been a meeting room, could easily have been a storeroom, like decent sized, little bit, a little bit bigger than upstairs, which again is a bit confusing because you know that it must mean that the downstairs of this place is much bigger than the upstairs. But yeah, she pops you in a room. She's like, "I'll just be back in a second." Closes the door behind you.
I wonder what the acoustics are like in here.
Oh, are you going to play another song?
Well, it would be a waste just to play it for you four. Need a bigger audience.
Oh wow!
I just looked down at my feet, a bit dejected.
Sorry, Redskin.
So as you're in here as well, so it's fairly well lit down here. You can see that someone's come in and pre-lit some of the little lamps that are on the wall, and you get a good feel. But this is the first time, you guys have all been sat in a room together, and this character disappears off, and as you're kind of looking around to get the feel for the thing, door opens again, and they pop back in. Right, let's get down to business. You're all here because you've seen the leaflet, yes? Yes?
I just
Yes.
Okay.
You guys saw a leaflet? No, I just asked at the bar.
Oh, okay, late comer. Well, that's good. And you all understand that this is work of that has certain requirements. You are all skilled in certain ways of however you want to term it. Adventurers, bandits, criminals, we get all sorts here. Yes? No one's accidentally in the wrong thing because we don't want you, I don't know, accidentally dying tonight.
Dying?
Well, we would. If you've got the right skills, you shouldn't be dying, which is great. But just checking, we don't want anyone accidentally signing up for something that they didn't know about. I'm assuming you're all nodding.
The leaflet didn't say dying.
No, but that's because you clearly will be someone that's up for this type of work. It's not. You don't get paid well for the easy jobs here. I mean, you can go and work in the beer port if stacking boxes is your thing.
Not really a stacking boxes kind of guy.
Yes,
and I kind of like go to find a wall and just kind of lean against it.
Okay, nice. So this character comes around, sits down at a desk, and just says, "Okay, so let's go over the facts. My name is Vexelanth, but you can call me Vex. And my employer has recently purchased this inn here. It was apparently used by other parties in the past and has some secrets. You'll notice those are more astute of you. That the downstairs is much bigger than the upstairs, and we have rumour that there's many secrets held within this this inn, and he wants to use it for a base of operations. So as we are looking to get the inn up and running with some work being provided from inside, we're looking for people to get on board at the ground, very much like a timeshare. It's making me sound like a timeshare. So if you have the right skills, we're looking for capable employees to take on certain jobs and contracts to help my employer get himself up and going, and those that perform well will grow with the business. So it's a real win-win situation for those that have the right aptitude for this type of work.
At this point, I'm looking around at all the flaking paint in the room downstairs.
It's grim downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I ask, what sort of skills are you looking for?
Well, everybody has different skill sets and will be required for different jobs, but mainly, someone that is that can acquire things, can get things done reliably. We do provide a little bit of training here and there, but mainly we're looking for some self-starters that really, look at a problem and can solve it for themselves without requiring any further assistance. And the means by which they do these things, my employer doesn't really care about.
So, what does this pay?
This pays really well, and actually, I'm actually holding up a little bit here. So tonight, what we're really looking for is the first group to find out some information about this inn itself. So the other guys are in the other room. We've got a little bit of I suppose, with this many people, it's a competition. What we would be looking to do is just have you find within this room potentially the escape route that takes you out to somewhere else. We've been told both rooms should did have some sort of routes that took us from the bar to other places within Redvant. We have been unable to find them. We have got work to do elsewhere, so we're hoping you guys can help us do that. And obviously, we aren't asking you to do that for free. You'll have beers for the night here, and there will be a small gold fee for each of you if you complete it tonight. Obviously, it's on successfully completing the mission, and there is no death pay, again, in case anything comes up. But yeah, you can expect a decent amount of gold for an evening's work, and a belly full of beer after.
Look, I'm a performer. I'm used to dealing with unscrupulous promoters. I need to know exactly what the pay is.
You need to know exactly what the pay is. But
I got a good amount of gold doesn't mean anything.
Okay. Well, I see you're a man that is in it for the money, and that is, a skill that we do look for, because you tend to be well motivated, as I see you can, if not a little bit annoying. So the pay will be around 20 gold each for those that survive. Those that don't survive, the amount will not be shared between you all. It's an individual amount.
I cast thaumaturgy and cough again.
Are you okay?
20 gold.
20 gold, yes. It's well, again, we're not quite sure what we're looking for. We are looking for the first team to get in and clear out their tunnel and find their tunnel and get us to where we need to be. So really, time is of the essence, and that's what we're willing to pay for.
I know a negotiation when I see one. 25 gold apiece.
Well, interesting. You think you can negotiate at this point, being as I haven't seen you do anything but apparently screech in the bar upstairs.
Screech? Did you not see how everybody was responding to their performance? They loved it.
And imagine how much better they'll respond with a belly full of beer later, once you've completed this task for 20 gold.
25. And I'll throw in a free song afterwards.
Well, for that, I'll be taking money off. This is a take it or leave it. We have a whole nother team of fairly capable members over there who have already started on their task. So I'd suggest you take the 20 gold and get going.
I start hammering on the walls with my warhammer.
Nice. Vex stands up, starts moving around. Anybody that isn't in agreement and doesn't want to come on this journey, like I say, this is just the door opening to working with my employer, who has big plans for Redvant. So yes, if you'd like to be on the ground floor, I suggest you get going. Time is ticking.
Are there any animals in this room, like rats or anything?
That's exactly what I was going to do.
roll a perception check.
Do you want to roll the perception? You roll the perception check, Gabriel.
I mean, we're doing a joint little.
You're gonna fight over a rat.
So 15.
15, nice. So as you look around, you see you don't see any animals in there. You see, like, actually, there must have been stuff in it. This has been arranged, and as you're looking around trying to work out whether there are any holes, any way that things could have got in, feels like a pretty concealed box that you're stood in. There's some cabinets that line some of the walls, so you try and move. These cabinets aren't moving, see if there's anything there. Cobwebs bloody everywhere, but you don't see any, like, droppings or any signs of small rodents that have been down here.
As there are cabinets, are they locked or can you open them? Or
So they're So the bottom parts you can open them. So some of them are like they've got cabinet. A lot. It's more like shelving units that line the walls. So as you come in, so there's a desk and a chair that's been sat in there, and you can see from the dust marks that these have been placed in. And there's 2 cabinets that flank either side, shelving units that are empty. And then around the room, there is another 2 at the back wall, and another 3 down the left-hand side. And on the and there's different things on the walls and stuff as you look around. But it looks like some of this stuff has been cleared out, some of this stuff has been rearranged, but they've not gone through. Maybe someone's had a glancing pass and then thought this could be. Maybe we'll get someone to do this.
Can I go around just looking at each shelf individually?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all I want to do. I want to look at each shelf individually.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll go from there.
while he's doing that, can I look for any like papers? Basically, I'm looking to see if there's almost like a map
Yep.
of the room, like plans.
Mm-hmm.
Because part of my background is a researcher, so it's always kind of looking for stuff like documents to learn.
Yeah.
That's kind of the approach.
Cool. So yeah, you've got choices here of rolling investigation checks or rolling perception checks. Perception checks just get a feel for the room and look for anything that might be off. Investigation if you're looking for something more specific.
I'll do investigation.
And Arthur,
I'm
whichever
looking
one.
for a book on a shelf.
Okay, cool.
Because I've heard a story that you can... Books on shelves mean secret doors.
Yep.
My investigation check was 8.
8. Okay, so as you're looking around, and this is you're mainly put off by how dusty and dirty this is, and that it's just there's just cobwebs everywhere, and it's just there's not been cleaned, and it's just like ugh no. But as you're going through each of the cabinets, there's nothing there. You can see no, they're there. And as you look at each of the shelves, you go through each of the shelves. You open one of the bottom units, Arta, and you see what looks like a stack of a couple of books just leaning to the side.
I pull them back one by one. I also got 2 on my investigation check, just to clarify.
And you pull them back one by one, and they fall out. And you're like, turn around and look at them.
I go back to the wall and lean against it.
Nice.
This part is done. Can I check for any kind of patterns in the dust marks in the floor? You know, where things have been dragged, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Roll investigation.
While he's doing that, can I grab the books that he's just pulled out of the drawer and just have a quick little skim through?
Yep.
See if I can see anything in the books.
No. So as you grab the books and you dust them off and skim through, no, they're just like there's just some general guidebooks. One of them's about beer taps and pumps and how that works. One of them is a bit of part catalogue, part history about the Red Brewing Company. Some information on there, and the other one is tattered and torn. It could have been a novel. It doesn't look like it's of any use.
I want to look for something that could be like a hidden switch or lever.
Roll a perception check.
Check on the wall.
Roll. Can you all give me a perception check just for the general room, and then we'll do the investigations as well.
Nat 20.
21 for me.
Nice. Okay, good.
10.
18.
12.
12. So you're still looking at the shelves and going through. So as you guys are pacing around and trying to get into that, trying to find out what's going on, you all, even with the 12, you'd all hear that from the other room. You hear a bit of excitement coming from across the hallway, like they're starting to move, and you're like, "Fuck, okay, well, we need to get going." With the nat 20 and the ones that are above 20, as you're scanning around, you can see that they're behind certain. Behind the desk, next to at the far wall between the two cabinets, there are hooks for paintings, but no painting there. So you can see there's like the shape of where a painting should be. You can see that there's a hook for something to be hood on, and then as you're looking around with the nat 20, you can see that behind the desk there's a load of stuff in there. A few of them look like paintings, like sized portraits.
By the way, the investigation check for the dust was a natural one.
Nice. It's real dusty. But you gain nothing from the dust. It looks like dust has been scraped around here, and it's freaking horrible.
Okay, so how many prints are there?
So there's two prints, and what you can see is two spaces where prints have been there.
Yeah, I feel like we need to put these pictures up in the right position. Can we investigate see if there's any sort of markings on either of the prints?
Yeah, give me an investigation check. You can, if someone wants to help, you can have advantage on it because there's a few.
I think I kind of run over to him because I've latched on a bit to another elf.
Yeah.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, nice. So you see both of these portraits are of the same sort of size, and they're both side-on portraits, one of a man and one of a woman. As you go, and they line up very well with what you've got there. As you kind of run your check-in across the prints, and they're still quite dusty. You see on the one of the man that they're like three slashes in it at different places. One is towards where the neck is, one is towards where the heart would probably be on this guy, and one is the stomach. But they just look like almost someone's stabbed the painting. But the other one is clean, as you can see.
Okay.
I go on the wall next.
While
I'm too short.
Van and
Yep. Yeah, you were checking the walls, right, Corey?
Yeah, I was looking for a secret switch on it.
Yeah. Are you roll an investigation check?
Uh, 10.
10. So as you're going through, there's a few, a lot of the walls are covered by these cabinets, for one, which is annoying. When you get to the walls, they're just very dusty, and you're trying to investigate whilst blowing cobwebs off your face and cleaning yourself. Also, you're only 3 foot tall, so you can only properly investigate bottom half of the wall, which is a little bit more annoying as well.
Can I look where the hooks are? If there's any similar markings to the cups on the print near either of the hooks, on the wall.
Yeah. Roll. Yeah. Give me another investigation check.
That is a 17.
17, nice. So one of the walls you check, the one on the right hand side you check, and you can't see anything there. The one at the back, which is between the two cabinets. As you kind of you're feeling through at that height, you can see that there's the you can see chips kind of where they've tried. It's almost lined up the grouting, but slightly off, and you can see there's one gap, and then as you brush down the wall, you see there's another gap and another, and you're like, oh, actually, there looks like that if it was stabbed, it was stabbed on this wall clearly, because that's where the blade's gone through.
Okay, well, and then I'll put that print up on that hook then, I guess.
Cool. So you take the frame, you hang it up on the wall. Nothing happens. for any more.
I pull out my scimitar and stab in the same spots.
Where the current stab is.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, so you pull out your scimitar, and where are you stabbing? Through the neck, heart, stomach? Which one are you following?
I'm gonna go for the neck.
Nice. In for the kill straight away. You slide the scimitar in, and it's kind of like a bit awkward because you're up high, and as you slide in, you feel something click, and then as you pull your scimitar out, you re-hear that the click has stopped. So you're like, oh. So you're like, okay. If you went to let go of your scimitar, it falls out of the wall. But you can feel that in there that there was a click.
Yeah. Okay, someone else got a sword or something to stick into one of the other holes.
If I
have a dagger.
Yeah, okay.
I've got 2 daggers. I've got 2 daggers. Right.
So I hold the scimitar in that top hole.
Yep.
And then I put both my daggers.
So as you slide one of the daggers in, it like grips and then sticks there, and you hear the click, and there's like resistance to pull it out. As you let go, that dagger is stuck in there.
Oh shit!
And then as you slide the second dagger in to the other hole.
Yeah.
Cool. So as you slide the second dagger in, that one clicks and it sticks as well. And with the first one held in there, you feel the last click. There's like a whirring, and then a little bit of like a dust cloud pops out from under, and the door just pops up. Can everyone give me a those that are watching these 2 elves stab a wall, can you give me a perception check, please?
7.
Nice.
Natural 1 again.
16.
Cool, yeah, you two hold it. So as you two are stood there at the front there, Corin, as you're watching them stab, as the last stab goes in, and you see that you will hear a bit of them whirring, but you see the door just like a puff of cloud go. You catch in your ear what you think sounds like something like unlocking, like the of something that's just unlocked itself somewhere. But that was to like the back left of it. If they're stood in front, as you're looking at it in front, it was like to the back left of the room. You heard this click.
I think I heard something click in the back of the room there.
And as
somebody go check that.
And as you're held there, so Fayward, you can step back. Your knives are in there, and as Von, you've got your scimitar in. You feel, you look down as you see the cloud of smoke, and Fayward, as you step back, you just see spiders. Lots of spiders come flying out of the bottom of the thing. If everyone can roll initiative, please. Roll initiative!
How big are the spiders?
Baby spiders, little spiders.
Initiative 21.
21, and then we'll take a pee break. Come back, 'cause I'm
8.
I got 18.
7.
Hang on, I was 100%.
I got a natural
You got a natural 20?
Nat 20 with a +3, so I'll be 23.
Nice. What was yours, Zaka?
21.
So down from 21. Anyone 15 to 18? No, 10 to 15?
Well, sorry, I got 18. So
18. Fucking alright.
So I wasted a nat 20 on initiative.
Yeah, you did waste it on initiative.
Yeah, you did.
Cool. So sending last. So Arthur, you got who's they got 7?
Me.
I also got 7. Oh no, wait. I got 8.
Nice. Okay. We will pop that in there. Let's take a pee break so I can get stuff set up, and then we will go back to see how these spiders kill you. But yeah, you just see it's almost like imagine what's the bloody film, like a scene out of Indiana Jones. Like this door opens. At that time, Corin, you hear the click of something to your left, and as you're like, I think I've heard something. You then, Von, you look down and you feel it across your feet and across the trouser legs. There's just like hundreds of spiders just like pouring out from this this only small gap below the door.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, boy. Okay. So here is your little room. Please stay still. Please stay still.
Oh god, it's tiny.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
She always says that. I like to see the camera in the other one as well. Don't look at my camera work. Okay, that should hopefully give you some sort of angle. Please, game. Okay, is that clear? You got that?
Mm-hmm. Yep, stop moving it.
Yeah, I'm moving the other one now. Let's try. Oh, it's so strong!
This is cool.
Yeah, I don't need it on that board anymore. Hang on. There's a better way to do this. Cool. Got a big
Here
one.
we go.
Here we go. So, we have at the front, Von Van. I'll use the small can. Von Van, you've got a silver base. We have the, I didn't get the blue stitching, unfortunately, in your thing. Faywin with the pink base. The little rat boy, kobold, blue, you're the midget, funny. Tiefling, so dirty red, brown. And little halfling creepy boy at the back. So I have you here. If those three at the back would like to be placed slightly differently, let me know.
Nah, I was leaning against a wall, so that's about
Yes.
perfect for me.
That's right. So this was the first, this was the other hook with the place that you saw where the one picture was, and this is the picture you've done. You guys are here, and then these spiders have just come swarming in. And Corin, it was from over this direction that you heard the click.
Okay.
Perfect. So these, and as you're looking down there, and Faye, when you step back, you just see the spiders, and you can barely. It's like the puff of just like dust and cold, real cold, stagnant, like almost putrid air hits your nose as this door opens. You hear the click, and then you just hear the little titter-tower as Von starts moving, and these spiders come swarming in under the door. Up first is Corin.
Okay, I'd like to move and attack the spider next to Faye.
Move up, yeah?
Yeah.
The one on the left. So, you want to step
Yeah,
in front of
right
it, yeah? Yeah. I'll have to stand up for this. Because I did make the room really small. Yeah, cool. So you step across. What are you attacking with?
My short sword,
Short
which
sword.
would be... Where's mine? Which would be 21 to hit.
21 hits.
It's 4 points of damage.
Give me 1 second. I'm just going to check a thing. I didn't put the aircon on. I'm starting to sweat. D&D makes me sweat. What type of damage is it as well? So this will be different to zombies as
it's-
well. This will be different. So you should have the little angle, the little icon next to it. You can hover over it as well.
Piercing damage.
Piercing damage, nice.
I also get a sneak attack.
Yes, you do. Yeah. So roll all your damage. Yeah, cool. Just checking everything.
So that'll be another 3, so that'll be 7 altogether.
7 points of piercing damage.
So that'll be in total, yeah, 7 points of piercing damage.
7 points of piercing damage. Cool. So as you run up to this, and there is just like a mass of spiders on the floor as they passing by Faywin and are there, and you like slice down with your dagger. You get a couple as you're slicing, but as you're slicing, you realise that just as many are like flicking onto your dagger as you try and flick them off. So you do some damage, but you're like, oh bloody hell, this is a bunch of spiders. Crazy, yes, bunch of spiders.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, I want to move behind Arta and hide.
You want to move behind us?
Would that be an attack opportunity?
Yeah.
Would that be an attack
It will be
opportunity?
an attacking opportunity, yeah.
No, I'll just stay there then.
Cool. Yeah, you're just going to stay there. Perfect. Zaga.
Is that a table behind me?
That is a table behind you, yeah.
I climb up onto the table.
Yep, nice. I'll say easy enough to do. It's about the same height as you, but yeah, easy enough to do.
And then I loudly pronounce, "You got this, guys. In fact, I'm going to sing an inspirational song to pump you up." And with that, I burst into song again. "We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand." And that's my turn.
It's supposed to be 6 seconds, but we'll give some fucking brevity for the song. So as these spiders swarm in and you're trying to attack them, the kobold is on the table giving it big legs. Who are you inspiring?
Oh, no, there's no bardic inspiration yet. I'm just doing a song to pump them up.
You just using your action to sing. Bloody hell. I feel like making you fall off the table for that, you bastard. Okay, cool. Vonvan, you are up.
For now, I'm just going to keep holding scimitar in place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to see if anything else happens. For now.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, you hold the scimitar in place. These spiders are ripping around, climbing up your legs and going through your legs and passing through your space to get in behind. Cool. That is, if you got nothing else, that is your go. So it is Las Spiders. These are mean little boys. So Corin, the first one is going to go for you. That is a 9.
9 to hit.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't hit.
No. So these spiders start, as you swiped him with the dagger, a few of them climb up and you were trying to flick them off, and as you look on your feet now, they start to climb up, and as they climb around, you manage to bat away, and you don't take any sort of, your clothing's tight enough to your body, you haven't taken any sort of attack for them as you flick back, but they're still swarming around you. And it will move up to occupy your space. So you're on top of the spiders, but the spiders are there. The other one is going to go for Von Van. That is a 14.
It doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit. Bastard. So again, as these ones are crawling around you, and you're holding the sword in place, you're managing to keep yourself free just, and they will pass through to the other side, out of your space into the space next to you. Arta, you are up.
So I want to go to the ones that just attacked Von.
Yep. Easy enough to do.
And then, with my bludgeoning damage,
Yep.
I want to attack with my warhammer.
Nice.
Assume it's bludgeoning.
Oh, shoot,
Okay.
hammers, yeah.
Let's make sure we pick up a d20, and let's hope we don't cock it.
Don't cock it up.
18.
18 hits.
Perfect. And then that's 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
And as I hit down,
Yep.
That's it.
Oh, so
I just hit down.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of something cool to say.
I was like, is your brain gone dead or is my brain gone dead? Yeah, as you swing down, you squid, and as you remove the hammer, you can see the splat of where you've got a decent amount of these spiders, but then you look back at the hammer and the hammer's got more of them crawling around as you're there. So every time you guys are swinging in, these things are persistent, shall we say. Fabing, you are up. You've just seen Von fight off as this swarm pass through and go behind him. Behind you, you've got Corin, who is now engulfed by these spiders, and then you essentially got spiders all around.
Do they seem to be letting up coming out of that wall? Or are they just still consistently coming?
As you look down at the wall now, you can't see any more that are coming out as we that have passed through. It seems like the last trail have passed through Von now.
Seeing as I've shoved my daggers in the wall,
Yep.
is there any way of seeing if that door will come up as like an action rather than attacking?
The door in front of you.
Uh-huh.
You could try and lift it if you wanted to, or you could try and investigate to see if there's anything to make it go up. But you'd have to describe what you were trying to do with the door. The obvious one would be that it's lifted, like it's lifted.
Kind of like a sliding door upwards.
Yeah. It as it looks now, yeah, it's like lifted up off the base.
Can I try and pull it up more as my action? So
Yeah,
like trying to open it more by pulling it up?
Yeah, you can use a strength check to try and pull it. Yeah. So you reach down, get your fingers below, roll a strength check.
9.
9. So you are literally trying to pull with your strength, and it's not budging anywhere as you trying to get as much grip as you can underneath to lift this thing up. Do you want to move or you want to stay where you are?
No, I'll just stay there.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Hang on, let me check one thing. I need to go back to the account because I forgot one. Ha ha ha! There we go. Nice. Okay. Sorry. I legit forgot what was underneath. So back round to the top then. Corin, the spiders now are swarming around your legs, they're climbing up your arms, you're flicking them away as much as you can, but these things are within your space.
I'm going to attack with a 10 to hit.
Mm-hmm. With a 10 to hit,
Yeah.
that does not hit. So as you're trying to like attack and beat around these things are getting all over you.
Is disengage that a bonus action?
It normally is an action, but for a rogue it might be bonus
As
action.
it's an action.
Under your,
Okay. That's fine.
have a look at your sheet, it will say
No, it's not. It just says actions in combat. I wasn't sure if it meant bonus actions.
no.
My bonus
it
actions only says tier weapon fight.
Yeah, it will say under bonus actions what you can do. I think later on it changes for you. But...
Okay.
Cool. So you swing, you stay in where you are.
Yeah, I'll just stay right here.
Cool. Zaga, you are up.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry.
6 seconds.
Never gonna say goodbye.
Are you doing anything in your 6
Tell
seconds?
a lie and
You
hurt
just
you.
become Dewhurst
I'm
in
gonna
a
give
more
bardic
annoying way.
inspiration
Oh, okay.
to Corin.
Nice.
He's so pumped up by my song.
Yeah, Corin, as you're fighting your way out, missing attacks, swarming to sing the sultry tones of Rick Astley hit your ears, and apparently it inspires you. Von
I do like the Rick Astley dance.
So that gives him inspiration for 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, so if he wants on a next roll, so you can choose when you use it, Corin, but yeah, if you roll a d20 you don't think you're going to hit, you can use inspiration to take it to the next level. You've got to decide whether you use it before I tell you whether you succeed or fail, though. You can't roll it, be like, did that hit? And then decide to hit it after. So it's just it's on your judgment.
Yeah.
So, quick question.
Will you be able to give me cover one of when it runs out? Before, like the
Yeah,
next one?
so each action is like 6 seconds. Each round is only like half a minute with you guys. A bit longer with the enemies as well. So it's like 10 rounds of action, of battle. So it should last for the battle, and then outside it's where it's a bit more grey.
How does animal friendship work with group of spiders?
Do you know how animal friendship works with groups of spiders?
I was about to say, because it says a beast, but does it mean just one individual spider then from the group? Or
it would be so. I need to put this on fucking small view for you. Plug it to your other things. Spells.
It says convince a beast, but obviously, yeah, I don't know how if that means just one of the group, or the group is classed as a beast itself.
Yeah, it would. You'd be trying. I suppose you'd be trying to get the whole group. Technically, they do get classed as a medium beast. Reasons for that fails. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the only thing is whether you think the intelligence is 4 or higher, because you can only do something that's below 4 in intelligence. But you can try it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try animal friendship on the group that's in front of, or behind me, or whatever it is. The one closest to me.
Yeah. Ooh, animal friends. Ooh. Cool. So what do you roll? It's a whiz save. I think I've got roll.
I don't roll anything, do you? You do a saving roll.
Wisdom
It's
saving throw, I think. Yeah. Does it say? You should say on your sheet what type of.
Yeah, you do a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save.
You have to get 12 on the saving throw.
-2, so now I got an 8. So you explain to me your animal friendship. You are conveying, what is it? A morsel of food. You're essentially trying to tell.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what a morsel of food is for spider, but you know,
Yeah. Cool.
I've got a fly in my hand and
So
got a group of flies.
So as you turn around and you see Von kind of bend down towards the horde, and like you get more swarmed in as these things come and crawl around you, and yeah, you just try to you offer with a piece of ration that you've got in your bag to try and to try and stop these creatures, to show these creatures that you're not here to hurt them in any way, and they can leave you alone as you peacefully sit within the swarm of spiders.
While I'm being swarmed by a group of spiders, I sort of look over.
Yeah.
The puzzled look on my face. It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is he doing?
It's almost like he's
trying
bent down into it, and as they swirl around him, like you just see the calm persona. He's not trying to bat them off on the way; they're like there, and yeah, kind of.
I say, what the fuck are you doing?
Cool. Do you?
I'm one with the spiders.
Is there anything? I just want to check that thing on there. Yeah. Cool. So the spiders, wrap around your body as you offer out a piece of ration to them. I'm just trying to work out if I have to tell you if it works or not. Yeah, I think I probably do right. I'd be mean otherwise. So as the spiders are crawling around you and they like eat off the food from your hand as you stay quiet, you feel them continue to like rattle around you as you maybe get the feeling that possibly this swarm may be immune to being charmed.
Okay.
I was just gonna leave them on you, but yeah, they're in your space. So yeah, as you do that, you would have been in the space with them. Oh, I've just knocked. Oh god, Zanarchy. But yeah, they can occupy the same space as you. So at the moment, the two swarms. One is surrounding Corin, and one is surrounding Von Van now.
With stepping away from my scimitar, did it stay in or did it fall out?
So you took the scimitar fell out as you stepped away.
It fell out.
Yeah, and the door comes back down.
I hope my fingers went under.
Yeah, I'm going to say not with Fabian's feet because I'm
No,
thinking
you'd have felt
right?
it was heavy enough that if you tried to even hold it up, you would have been moved away unless you went down with it and crushed your fingers.
The other unlocking sound that we heard earlier, when it closes, do we hear that sound lock again?
No, not that. Well, you wouldn't with passive perception, no. But yeah, on your turn, if you want to roll for other stuff, you can. So it's the two sets of spiders up. That first one against Corin. That is an 18.
That hits.
No, it doesn't. So he's quite meaty. So as these spiders are swarming around you now, they're starting to get into the collars and cuffs of your shirts and trousers. You start to feel little nips at your ankles and your lower calves and into your forearms as these things are just biting away. You take 6 points of damage.
Bloody hell.
You don't want to get bitten by these bastards.
Ouch.
And that is one go, and the other one is on Vonven, which is going to go for the same thing. I can't see my dice I rolled. That is a 13, which doesn't hit Vonven.
Nope.
Nope. So again, as you're calm and these things are swarming around you, you start to feel the turn that they're trying to get inside your clothes. And you don't feel like these are moving away. They're not obeying any commands right now. As Arta, you are up.
Well, I'm not going to hit anyone with my warhammer because that would be silly. So I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on the group that I hit before.
Nice.
So my eyes turn black as I kind of pull the power of death.
What does Toll it?
Yeah, nice.
Do you know what Toll the Dead does? Or should I,
wisdom save, right?
Herb.
Please
Yeah.
explain.
Wisdom save.
I point at a creature I can see within range, and the sound of a dolorous bell fills the air around it for a moment. The target must succeed in a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage. If the target is missing any of its health, it takes 1d12.
Ooh, I have seen this spell because somebody else in the other party has this spell. It's mean. I only rolled a 5 and less stuff on the wisdom save. I rolled a 3 on the wisdom save. So
Yeah,
definitely
that
hits.
fails. So
And
a 1d12
has
damage.
it. And
Let
it's the
me
one that you
find my
attacked for.
d12.
That was the one that was on Vonven, right?
Which one did I? Yeah, that was the
yeah.
one I hit before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that affect me as well then?
No, shouldn't
No,
do because
shouldn't,
it's
'cause
creature.
it's
It's not
creature,
space. Was my logic.
Yeah.
Also, I rolled a 12.
Thank fuck for that.
12. Nice. Yeah, this thing, and you hear Vonven as you're there, and like trying to now almost flick from I'm at peace with the animals to fuck, these things are getting in me. You just hear the like sizzling as these as you kind of get your face cleared. You see the face of Arta, his eyes black as these spiders just across your body. You feel the weight of the swarm decrease significantly with that hit. That was big. Faywin, you are up. Unless you want to do any movement, sorry, Arta.
No, that was it. I just wanted to, not use spell slots
Yeah, that was big.
because spell slots are expensive.
That's what's so expensive. But
That's
that
a
was,
cantrip.
That's a cantrip.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not an attack roll; it's a saving throw. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there's nothing happens if I fail it. So,
Yeah.
It's good. That was big. Faywin.
Are they still on Corin?
They're still on Corin, and they're and
Get the fuck out of me!
Would it be rude if I tried to pick him up?
you can try and pick him up. Who about you gonna pick him up and run away?
Shake him off.
Shake him
That's
off.
what I
Over on
mean.
your shoulders.
You could.
He's only little.
If you picked him up, they would still probably get attack of opportunity.
I wouldn't have moved out of the space though, didn't it?
Well, no, if you only just
Something
pick him up
like
and hold him on you, then no.
I think I might just
I'm
move.
set on the shoulders.
Yeah, because then they're gonna attack me. Yeah, I don't really want to do anything. I just move to the corner.
I don't really want to do anything. So if you step away, you're in the attack of both these. Even though they're on top of the other ones, that they will be able to reach out and try to grab you if you step back directly, you'll get both. You can go round one, but essentially any step you take from here, you're going to be probably taking an attack of opportunity. But you could take it, which would free. So like if you step, it depends if you want to play a little bit tactically. If you've got health, you could take the attack of opportunity by stepping towards Vonven. Take the one from Corin, which means they won't have their
I
reaction
want
back
to
to them.
little Corin.
It's only you'll be risking them hitting you, but it means if a creature only gets, and this is for you guys as well, you only get one reaction. So if someone passes by you in combat, you get the opportunity to take an attack against them. But say there's a group of them running by, if you hit the first one, you don't get to hit the second one, you don't get the third one. You only get one reaction. So sometimes it's best to pick your reaction, but also there's a tactic in using up monsters' reactions. If you know you can take a hit, so you could take the hit from the reaction, which means Corin could move, and the spiders wouldn't be able to attack him when he moves because they only get the one reaction per turn. If that makes sense. So there's a bit of strategy around reactions.
Yeah, I'm going to step towards him because he's only little.
You'd be stepping away from him if you want to do that.
Step away from him.
Yeah,
Well, you
cool.
know what I mean.
Yeah. So you
I
step
just wanna
towards.
help the little.
You step towards your daggers as you see the swarm spawning around, and yeah, the one as Corin is only small, the full swarm completely covers him and is spraying to yours, and you feel as the spiders will start to creep up your legs, one or two trying to take nips at you. I rolled a 2 on the dice, so you managed to get away. Scott 3, and yes, that spider has used its reaction. So, Corin, it is your turn.
Okay, with that knowledge, I'm going to first attack the spiders.
You're gonna attack the spiders, yeah?
Yeah, with 14 to hit.
14 hits.
And including its proficiency as well, isn't it? To the
Yeah.
main attack.
Well, if you're looking at D&D Beyond, it does it all for you in whatever it says there. So it will say your plus and your plus to hit.
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that'll be 10 points of piercing damage.
Piercing damage, nice. So you feel like you've got the mix, and now you're watching the swarm. You slide through again. You take good. It's a decent attack against them. But again, the spiders are as you swipe in, as many as you kill, they fill the space and jump onto your daggers as you're trying to clear space. But it was a decent amount of damage.
Okay, well, if they don't have a reaction anymore, I'm going to move away to the space diagonally behind Arta.
Yep.
So like in front of Zaga on the table.
Yep. Cool. You sweep around behind the tiefling.
And hide.
Nice. Roll your stuff check. What does your hide say for being behind creatures? I think it's just because you can do it. Right? Cool. Yeah, what was your stealth roll?
I'm just checking my hide. Naturally stealthy, you can attempt to hide even when you're obscured only by a creature that is at least one size larger than you.
So normally if you're a rogue, you'd have to hide. You can't just be like, I'm stood in the middle of the room, I want to hide. It's like, no, you actually have to get behind something that you could hide behind. But
which is why I've gone behind.
You can just step out of line of sight of a creature, yeah. But you still have to roll.
So do I still need to roll?
You still have to roll.
So
your ability to hide is based on terrain, and then you have to roll to see how well you hide and whether you are actually hidden from the creature or not.
Yeah, that'd be 24.
Yeah, okay. You feel like you're pretty well hidden. Sweet. Zaga, you are up. You've seen the spiders just like almost frazzle with this dark energy from Vonvan, and Corin get away as you are stood pretty atop your table.
Okay, and Zaga is continuing with the song to inspire the group here. He's belting it out. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside, we both know what's been going on. We know the game, and we're gonna play it. And if you ask me how I'm feeling, don't tell me you're too blind to see. And yeah, turn.
And that's it. That's you just like, cool, I'm done. I'm trying to work out whether that is more annoying than 360 no scopes and counterline kicks. It's pretty close. Pretty close. Also great for...
Traverse has got competition.
Yeah, battling counts. Vonvan, hearing the song go out, you've just seen that pretty much half the swarm has just disappeared from you from being frazzled by the tiefling spell in front of you.
Can I reach down and grab my scimitar?
Yes.
would that one class? Is that class an action? or
No,
is it
no,
just
no, no.
bonus?
It would be an interactive object. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, cool. And then I will attack the ones that are on me.
Yep, sweet.
Cool. So that is that's a 7.
7 does not hit. No, you are trying to swing a sword at yourself.
That's something that's on me.
Yeah.
I know, yes.
Which makes it a little bit harder to do. No, you do not hit. Would you like
Chops
to
his own hand
move? Yeah. It wasn't a 1. Would you like to move, or are you staying within the swarm?
I'm just going to stay with it.
Cool. So it is the one without the reaction's turn. It's going to run and try and get the tiefling. Now Corin has disappeared. That is only a 5 on the dice, so I'm assuming that definitely doesn't hit. And then the other one is going to take attack against you, Von again. That is a 17. That hits. I'm sorry, it's
Van Van.
Von.
Yes. It was 17, yeah?
Yeah,
So-
17, yeah.
yeah, it does.
You take 6 points of damage.
Damn.
Yeah, could have been worse. Nice. And Arta, you are up again. This as Corin has run around behind you, the spiders see you as the next natural targets. They try to get a bite in against you. You block them off, and now it's your turn. It's down on mute.
Toll of the Dead on the
Go for
ones
it.
on the Lulu, whatever his name was.
Yep. Lulu.
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 I know it was a doubler, but I don't remember what the
Von
name
Van.
was.
It's not. It's
Von
not.
Van.
Not it's close.
Von
enough, but-
Close.
I'm going to call him Lulu. It's fine.
Affectionately known as Lulu.
Saving throw, please. Wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom, which has a minus to it. Ooh, but I rolled a 17. So it's a-
17
that's a-
saves.
It's a 15 with the minuses.
15 saves.
Nice. So it's only half damage.
No
Does it
damage.
say no
It's
damage.
cantrip.
Nice.
And I don't really have anything else I can do at this point. So,
Cool.
because everyone's too close to me for me to,
Yep.
kill everything.
Everyone stood inside the spiders. Faywin.
Are there any on the floor around me, or after saving Corin, are they now climbing on me?
No, you've managed to get away from the ones that are swarmed around Von Van are close enough to you that they could do some damage, but they're not on you. He's mainly just staying within the swarm of spiders. Creepy little elf boy.
Bit creepy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit. creepy.
Are there any close enough that I could stamp on him?
Yeah, the ones on Von Van you could take an attack at.
I could stamp on them while they're on him.
Well, you can stamp on the
Bit
ones
brutal,
around.
innit?
It's a swarm. It's a swarm. You can kick him if you want.
I'm gonna
Kick me in the
stamp
shin.
my fellow elf. Yeah, I'd like to attack the ones near, within the vicinity.
Cool. You are attacking. Are you trying to grab one of your daggers, or are you just attacking with your hands? Your
Just my
boots?
hands, unarmed.
Sweet. So roll your attack.
Where's that one?
It's unarmed strike.
Oh,
Your
okay, I've got you.
Yeah.
Not the bludgeoning one, just the normal.
No, roll the hit one first. Because you
Okay,
still have
wait.
to see if you hit.
11.
11 does not hit. You stamp pretty close to nearly stamping on. You're trying to not stamp on or kick Von Van as you do it, and that means that you get close, but no cigar, unfortunately.
Okay.
Back round to the top, Corin. You are hidden behind the tiefling.
Just trying to think. If I was, no, I couldn't do that. I'll sort of step in like one square down from me and attack the spiders.
Yeah, nice. Oh, what? So you're on the diagonal. Yep.
Yeah.
And remember, if one of your compadres are within melee attack, you get the sneak attack anyway without hiding. The other thing to remember.
Yeah.
So sneak attack is you either have to be hidden when you attack and they can't see you, or they're essentially the enemy's distracted because it's fighting one of your allies.
So that'll be a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
Oh, that's not good. That'll be 6 points of damage, piercing damage.
6. Are you adding your sneak?
That's with the sneak attack.
With the sneak. 6. Jesus.
You still got the inspiration, but
He's already hit. So that can't go on damage dice, it can only go on the attack.
oh, okay.
Yeah, on a roll.
It's to help you meet the requirements for a task rather than do the damage. Cool. So yeah, you're in again, and yeah, you sneak up on these little bastard spiders, but just the same as you found. You are cutting into them. You're making some headway, but this is like hard work trying to slice up individual spiders. Let's keep going. Zaga, you are up. You're watching.
Before I finish.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Am I still hidden or?
No,
I'll
no,
have to
no.
roll
You've
them.
attacked. You've attacked. Yeah, you've attacked him. You'd have to move back to hide because you're in direct line of sight,
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. I'll
would
step
be-
back and attempt to hide again.
which would be an opportunity attack. So it's up to you.
I would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I know, then I won't.
Okay.
That's me. Back to the singing.
Oh yeah, still singing. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. As I'm singing,
Yeah.
I climb down off the table and walk towards that cabinet, the middle one of the 3 at the bottom.
Yep.
Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. And I want to investigate this this cabinet because this is where I think the clicking, unlocking sound came from.
Yeah. Give me an investigation check.
14.
14. Nice. As you get to the front of the cabinet, you can see that the right-hand side of the cabinet is further forward than the cabinet next to it. And as you put your hands on it, you can feel that like you can roll this backwards and forwards. So it feels like it's either on runners or on a hinge that you can move.
Okay, can I move it with the rest of my
Yeah, with
movement,
the rest
or
of
is that
your-
an
yeah.
action?
Now, it would be an action to move it.
Okay, then I guess I'll wait for the next turn.
Yeah. No, because the investigation is like a free action. So you could do it on the
okay.
go, but that would be your action.
In that case, I want to pull this as far as I can open.
Yeah, cool. So you struggle with it. It's not. Luckily, it's on a good hinge. So yeah, you swing this open, and what you see behind it is another wall. But you can see that this wall has like cut-out inserts, so it looks to be like another type of door. A wall.
Okay.
It looks like the door that's in front of you that opened. You can see the sides. You know kind of what you're looking for now. You can see the slits where this wall is clearly not fully attached to the rest of the wall.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
cool.
I'm still singing, but yeah.
Still singing. Vonvan, you're still in the spiders.
I'm going to attempt to not cut my own hand off again and maybe get some of the spiders.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. That is 6.
The dice, no, you do not hit again. You're watching an elf covered in spiders try to slice one or two off from his own face with a sword.
My love of nature is
He's trying to shave.
simply forcing me not to attack the spiders.
I desperately tried not to kill them. I just want to be friends. Cool. That is you then. So it's back round to my spider buddies. The one in front of the tiefling is going to go for you. That's 14.
14 does not hit.
So you managed to block them off. These things are coming at you. And the one on Vonvan, that is a cocked natural 20, you jammy little shitbag.
Woo.
I rolled a 13 plus 3, so 16.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
How's Von looking?
We'll see after this roll.
On a scale, Dr. Scale.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
You take 5 points of damage.
Yeah, not
Not
good
good.
at all. And I am down.
Oh, as Vonvan, covered in the spiders, drops unconscious. If only they could have been charmed. It's got beautiful bronze.
If
leaf.
only.
If
Why are
I
these spiders so fucking intelligent?
if
Got charmed.
if you heal someone who has who's downed, do they get their hit points, or are they just
Yeah.
stabilised?
No, they get hit points.
Okay, cool. Just asking for a
Nice.
friend. Not like I do any healing.
Yeah, not like you're a healer. Oh, that
Not
is
like
your
you're
go
a
now as
cleric
well.
or anything.
Yeah. Arta, it's your turn. You've just watched Vonvan, who's been covered in spiders for a while now, finally succumb to their bites and attacks and falls to the floor.
I see this happen, and I sigh. And I look at his sort of crumpled body,
Yeah.
and I sigh again, and then I go, "For fuck's sakes!" And then I cast Cure Wounds.
Spare slots. So you place your hand through the spiders onto the body of Vonvan.
And that is a 7 + 3. That's 10 points of damage healed.
Ooh. That's big at this
And
level.
he throws up a little in his mouth.
And then, without thaumaturgy this time, I cough.
Yep. Nice. Same where you are?
Yeah, I'm not going to move.
You're still...
I'm just waiting for something to hit me so I can hit it back.
Yeah. Faywin, you are up. You've just seen your new elf friend just call out as they go down and then get smothered in spiders, and then this tiefling that you've just met leans down, brings this elf back to life. All of this probably fairly new for you to see. You've had training, you've done fighting before, but to see people actually die and then you see magic bring them back is pretty special.
Yeah, I'm absolutely gobsmacked.
It's your turn.
End of the turn.
End of turn. You know you will all keep dying. If you don't use your turns to kill things, you will die.
Yeah, I'm gonna unarmed strike again.
Cool.
On the ones that obviously they're still on him, right?
He's not moving now, so yeah, you can stamp around him a bit easier.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. 12.
12 hits.
Yay!
And your unarmed is just a set of damage, right? It's a number. It's like 2, probably. 1 or
Yep.
2. Yeah, 2. Cool. You stamp and you stamp down and you get a full boot of spiders.
Nice. And I've got really big feet because I'm 6'3".
I think she should get bonus damage for that.
Yeah, agree.
Because she's got hobbit feet.
No, that's how it works.
They're big and hairy.
Corin, you are up.
Silver hair, I'm told.
So,
Is there any way of gently throwing my daggers to Faerun so she can use them?
You could.
Would that be an action, or is it?
Yeah, it would be you're not next to. If you were next to each other, you could hand them off, but you'd have to throw. Yeah, you
Would I have
wouldn't
to
really
catch
throw.
him?
Yeah, you'd have to throw and catch. Yeah, they'd likely hit the floor. And you have to pick it up and go.
You say that, I'm very nimble.
I'll not try that this time because I'll likely hit her in the face. I'll attack the spider then.
Yeah, nice.
I'll Photoshop a cut across
That's
her back.
18 to hit.
18 hits.
Ooh, that's nice. So that'll be 14 piercing with sneak attack.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Even so. Okay, yeah. There's some amounts.
So
I was
five
just thinking
attacks.
because have you been using your bonus action to use your second attack as well? Because you could have been. Remember, you got two weapon.
No, I don't have that yet. I only get at the minute. I only get 2 weapon fighting as a bonus.
Yeah. So if you're attacking, so what you can do with your first attack is attack, add the sneak damage, and then take your second attack, but it'll be less.
You have to have both.
Well, I've only
active,
been using.
didn't you?
You have to have both
Yeah, I've
daggers.
only got
Your
using
hands have to
shot
have the 2 small weapons in the air. So you can't have a shield and a weapon or a crossbow.
No, I've only been using short sword.
Oh, you've been using short sword.
So
Sorry.
that'll just be
sorry.
one.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Cool. That is nothing. 14 damage. You finally, as you're swinging through, you slice down, cut once, cut back, and then you realise as you've been chopping away these things, this swarm is dispersed enough that you see spiders scatter off in all directions. Some of them joining the other party, but yeah, this swarm are gone. GG's.
And with that, can I move around? Have I got enough room to sort of move around that without getting an attack of opportunity next to Fabian?
Yeah, because you'll be going into the attack. So yeah, you can go all the way in there. You'll be stepping into its area of effect, not out.
Right. So can I get right next to her?
Yeah.
So I'm the diagonal to this one.
Yeah. So you can interact with an object to pass over a dagger.
Yeah, so I'll hand over my 2 daggers to Fabian.
Nice. Fabian, you can
Does that mean I
pass.
can't catch him?
You don't need to catch him. You can try and catch him if you want, but he's just passed them to you. Zaga.
Still singing, still trying to pump up the gang. We've known each other for so long.
I like
Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside, we both know what's been going on. We know the game, and we're gonna play it.
I'm gonna cut your
I
time.
just want to tell you how I'm feeling.
6 seconds! 6 seconds! Too many seconds!
And then I want to investigate the area of this door that I found and see if there's any way to open it.
I'm chopping your goddamn tongue out. Tieflings are known for it. The tieflings are known for it. It's part of the law. It's written. Cool. Yeah, roll an investigation check.
Is a 13.
13. As you feel around, you can see you can see the gap. You feel the edges down the door. You know this must open. You look around the ground as well, and knowing that the cabinets come one way, that this looks like it must be a door that goes the other way. But you can't see anything on this door that anything around here that looks like a button or a loose or anything that's going to help open. As you investigate with the 13.
With that,
Yep.
I will finally turn and look at the rest of them because I have no idea what's been going on in this fight.
You're like full
Singing at the
Divided.
dicking around, yeah. Like Baby Groot at the beginning of Guardians 2, just like fucking boogie whilst everyone's fighting and dying. Very less cute though, more annoying, funnily enough. Von Van.
So I guess as I'm coming back around,
Yep.
um,
As you come
For
out,
some
you cough
reason-
and you almost like spit a load of spiders out of your mouth.
for some reason in my head I got a whole like. It's like, what the fuck is that sound? Why is that going on in my head? Kind of come around a bit. Stand up, I guess.
That's half your movement if you want to stand up, but yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and try and take another swing at these spiders and hopefully you can fucking hit them.
Nice. Third time's the charm, right?
Yeah. That's a 14.
14 hits.
Whey!
Nice. We'll say you stand back to swipe at him because it's small.
And that is 6 points of damage
Piercing.
of slashing damage.
Oh, would he have advantage there?
No, oh, he would. Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. Yeah, you can roll to see if you get crit.
No, that was a 3.
Nice.
So yeah, 6
you
points of damage.
chop into these. These ones are looking. Looking. We can now. The swarm is depleting.
Can I just ask, with the different types of damage, how does that work exactly?
Well, certain.
Because do we take different types of damage as well?
Yes, and some of you have different resistance. So, like Arta, as a tiefling, will have resistance to fire damage, which means if he gets
Yeah,
hit with
I
a
get it with
fire-
that elemental kind of damage kind of stuff. But when it comes to bludgeoning, slashing, piercing,
yeah, well, it will be for certain things. So essentially, like a bit like a swarm. So a swarm will have, because it's a swarm of animals, will have resistances to certain types of damage because it's harder to attack them. So essentially, you're
that's
trying
how
to
basically
slice
just
the
take
swarm.
off the attack
It's
roll.
half damage.
Half the
essentially.
damage.
Yeah. So yeah,
Oh,
certain animals, certain things will have mobs will have different resistances. So some will be arcane and some won't be. So it might be that you go against something that's like a stone, I don't know, whatever it is, a fucking boulder that's animated. That will probably have some resistances to piercing, because how you're piercing a stone.
So yeah, I'm guessing seeing as we're a swarm of spiders, they have resistance to piercing because it's harder to pierce them, I guess.
Yeah, and because it's a swarm will be the big one, because it's multiple enemies. You're like say you're trying to dagger swipe 100 spiders in a 5-foot cube. So you'll get some of them as you slide through, but you're never going to kill them all in one big foul sweep because there's much there. Different to like Toll the Dead, which is just like you can attack everything because there's no area of effect. But if they're on top of your mate,
Well, it's not really an
It's
area,
not
is it? But yeah.
well, yeah, sorry.
The context, given this context, yeah.
So what's their thingy to this? What's their resistance to pierce?
They have resistance to piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing. The spiders do, yeah. So that's why all you.
So is that like a set amount, or is it particular?
No, it's just half damage.
Just half damage.
Yeah. And they'll have certain immunities as well, depending on what they are. I rolled the attack, and you're all there, and you're all annoying. Who's the last one? You did slice them, didn't you, Von Van?
Mm-hmm.
That is a dirty 20.
Yeah, that hits.
I rolled lower this time. You're lucky. 4 points of damage.
I wasted a fucking spell slot healing this bitch as well. I say this loud.
Yeah. You just gotta kill these motherfuckers.
It's a spell slot.
What? My energy. Arta, you are up. The swarm is still massing around. The 4 of you have it surrounded, so anyone that's attacking at the moment has got advantage because you're flanking. Unless you've got a wisdom save. It's you, Arta.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm going to attack with flanking.
Nice.
Bludgeoning! Ooh, it's a good thing it was a thing. That's a 19.
19 hits.
Where's me D8? 4 plus 2, 6 points of bludgeoning.
Nice. This is looking...
Squash! I'm going to take you to Pound Town.
Brown Town.
Squats over the sword spires and takes a shit on them. As you
for a pound in
slam
Brown
down,
Town, okay.
you get a mass of this swarm just underneath the hammer. It's smashed. There's still enough there swarming around, but yeah, very, very depleted swarm spiders now. As Faywin, you are up and you have 2 daggers.
There's hardly any left though, right?
There is hardly any left. Yeah. But just because there's hardly any left means they still can attack.
Yeah, but they're not as scary, are they?
I mean, Volvan's gone down
yes.
once.
Well, they're on you, aren't they? So it's a bit different. I'll just do the same thing. I'm still trying to like kick / stamp on them.
Okay. Roll your attack.
I just turn and go, you're not going to use our daggers.
Yeah. Literally give it a dagger. You get
It's
you get advantage. You get to roll again. 11 doesn't
Oh,
it?
okay.
So because you're opposite the monster with one of your allies, it counts as
Right, okay. So first one was 11 and then 16.
16 hits, and then it's 2 points of damage, right? Which is halved because it's bludgeoning. These, you've got very small amount of really aggressive little bastard spiders down there. As Corin, it's your roll. You need to hit. I'll tell you now, you just need to hit.
Okay, I'll roll.
You give her your daggers, right? Oh, you got your short. He's got your short sword there, so it's fine.
With advantage as well.
With
flanking.
advantage, yeah.
So that'll be 18 to hit.
18 hits. So as you've been slicing into these, as you take the final hit, you see them the spider, the few spiders that are there line up perfectly, and you flat end the sword, like almost like flip down, just squish the last amount of the swarm there, as you are wiping them. The gooey remains of the spider wiped off your short sword, and you are out of initiative. Congratulations, the little itty bitty spiders messed you up big style.
Oh shit, did you kill them all? I was gonna ask them how you get out of this room.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Hasta la vista, speeders. Sweet. So you are.
I turn round to Arthur and thank him for healing me. Thank you for that heal.
I said to Faye, I'll take those daggers back. You're not going to use them.
I'll hand them back.
Thanks.
Cool.
No worries, no.
So you have the no.
Is it going to be a different one every time now? Is it?
No comment.
So you have two daggers in the wall, two of famous daggers in the wall to the left, and that wall has now come down. And then Zaga has found the latch that opens up on this cabinet here.
Yeah, there's a door behind that cabinet over there. I can't figure out how to open it though.
Is that where the click sound came from?
I think so, sweetheart.
Because that
Yeah,
because
yeah, that's where I heard it from.
that noise it happened when we put our daggers in. I mean, my daggers are still in the door, but where the spiders came from when we put the stuff in, that's when the noise happened. But I don't really want to put anything else in case more spiders come, because fuck that. That's me, not.
I'm gonna pull out one of the chairs and sit down.
You try pushing out of there, Zaga.
What did you say? I think I need subtitles.
So did you try pushing out of there, Zaga?
Somebody
You
does,
can go
anybody,
push.
does anybody translate?
This
Give it a
fucking guy.
push, Zaga.
Oh, give it a push. Okay, yeah, I'll try that. I
Try
try.
a push.
Cool. Roll a strength check.
It's a dirty one.
Nice. You,
Dirty one.
you push it. No, it's moving. No.
Take a push, not a tickle.
Jesus, somebody tell me what this motherfucker is saying.
I sigh. I think he said give it a push, not a tickle.
Oh, well, shit. You come and fucking try it.
I ignore him and stay sat down.
Nice.
I go try to give it a push.
While they're open the door, can I check to see whether, now that the other door's dropped, whether the daggers have been released at all?
No, so as you just go, if you feel the daggers as they're there, they're still in. They're still wedged in, and the doors come down. But if you were to, you feel like if you gave them a pull, you'd be able to release the daggers if you wanted to. But yeah, the door.
I try and force them out then.
Yeah, with enough of a pull, the daggers come out from the door.
I rolled a 16 strength to try to push it off.
16. So again, you should push it. The door's not moving.
Was there another one of
Not
those?
too sure to go. That's not opening without push that, no.
So I hand daggers back to Fabian.
Yeah. So you will roll a perception, Von Van.
That is a 15.
15. So
17.
17, nice. So you note that, like, pulling those daggers out of that wall, you had to, like, stand there, and you could feel, like, almost like the daggers were wedged in. They were gripped in by something, and you had to pull them out. You then also realise that when your sword just fell out, so it wasn't gripped in the same way. So you didn't have that struggle getting your scimitar out of the wall, but the daggers definitely gave up some resistance when you pulled them.
So I take them off him and say thank you. And are you okay in Elvish?
Has certainly been better, but yeah, I'm okay for now.
Shit, that was as hard to understand as this other little fella.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Got full in.
I go up to Von Von and Faye and say, "Are you two brother and sister then?"
I shake my head and I say, no, but it seems that we're from quite close to the same place.
Jeez, all y'all look all if I can say.
Oh Christ.
Oh, yep. I get that a lot.
It's a hair, I think.
So are we just gonna sit around?
Are we going
or-
to die in this room? Or...
You want to do
I didn't say, was there another painting to put up there?
Yeah.
The hook over there.
Yeah, I think you can grab the other painting and try and put that on the other hook.
Cool. So you grab the painting and you pop that on the hook, and nothing happens there. You who would have been nearby? Faywin, can you give me an investigation check?
20.
Natural or with your added?
Added. 17 plus 3.
Nice. As you have got the bit back and you're looking around, you're watching Von put the other painting up on the wall, and the other guy sat around. You're like, well, like this, the two daggers, the 3 points lift the door, but what would be the point of lifting the door an inch for the door to come back down? Like the door lifted to just let spiders out. That doesn't make any sense. You're like, there must be something else. Like there must be something here. Why would they just make it? For your brain like starts running, and you're like, there must have been something here. What's the point otherwise of this thing just lifting and coming down? Cool.
Oh.
So it's, dogging.
Am I supposed to work that out?
You. Oh,
Do you like dags?
Do you like dags? Do you like daggers? More like.
I mean, you two are the only ones that have any experience of what happened with the wall and the daggers. Like the rest of us.
So you can explain out to them. Well, yeah, and Fabian, if you can't, you maybe explain to the rest of the party then that look, this is you put the two daggers in. The daggers were in. The scimitar opened the door to a point, and the daggers were stuck in there. But why would that be the case? Why would the door lift an inch to let out some spiders and then close again? And yes, there's a latch open, but is that all it did? Like, how does that make sense, really?
Could you have turned the scimitar like a key if it was loose?
I guess we could try.
Yep. So you put the two daggers in. Again, the two daggers that were there. Oh, well, you can shout daggers if you've got daggers.
Yeah, so I had them back, so I'll put them back in.
Yeah. So you put the two back into. Do you put them back into the same two holes you had?
To begin with.
Okay. So
but then I kind of say that if it doesn't turn, then maybe we could try them in a different order.
Mm-hmm. So yes.
Is there any more holes for daggers?
There. Roll investigation. Did you get up to the wall?
That would be a nat one.
Can't see.
You're too short to sit that high up anyway.
So you
So
put the
is
two.
there any sort of like similar markings on
Wait,
the
who got that
new
one?
door?
Oh yeah, you can't get that one.
Mate.
You can't get that one.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Is that every time thing, or is it like a one per
It's
day?
a one roll. If he gets that one on this one,
I've-
he can.
every time, but I have to use the second one,
Ah,
Yeah, you have to
okay.
use the second roll.
which would be an 8.
8. No, it's 8 still.
Yeah, I stand on tiptoes.
Yeah, so you're looking and you can see, no, you can't see any other holes, but you see the 3 holes, and the 3 holes are identical in shape. And they don't look like, obviously, they don't look like accidental stab wounds. These look like carved or perfectly slit out, identical slots. So, Fabian, you put the first 2 daggers in and you feel the same. This dog's good on tips now. You feel the same thing, the same resistance from the dagger. So it goes in, and as it like clicks in that last inch to the hill as the dagger is in, and then again you've got the resistance there. If you pull it, you can pull it out, but you feel it slot. The second one slots in, and then the third one, you pop the scimitar on the first one, and again you push it in, wiggle it in, and you feel where it hits that nudge, and the door pops up again.
Okay, so I'm going to try and twist the scimitar, see if there's any sort of...
So as you twist the scimitar and it moves in the slot, the door drops, and the door opens, and the door drops, as if you're like flicking something in there, but not quite connecting with it.
Sorry, is Volivant's weapon like smaller or bigger than a dagger? I don't know what it is.
It's a scimitar.
It's like a sword.
It's a longer blade. It's not a...
You'd be curved if it's a scimitar.
Yeah, long curved blade.
Whereas a dagger is going to be more
like a short stout
okay.
blade.
Like a sharp knife kind of thing.
Yeah. The scimitar will be like a bit more elegant and thinner as a blade as well.
Bigger isn't always better.
So can I? I didn't want to say girthy. So can I kind of turn to Corin and just I threw myself off there, and because I know that he's got daggers, and kind of say like, could I borrow one of your daggers again, and try and put that in there as well.
Ah, now you want to use my daggers. Sure. I hand the dagger.
And then I hand it on to Von.
Okay.
It's a
So
bottle.
yeah, I'll take out the scimitar then stick
Yep.
the dagger in instead.
So as you stick the dagger in, and now you notice the feeling when you pop the dagger in that it like almost like it's not like it clicks in, but it fits snug like almost this slot was made for daggers. It pops in, and you feel the resistance on the blade. And as the door pops up again, you feel it pop open slightly as well. Sometimes it's shut. So door, you like the same thing happened as it popped up, but this time it goes pop, and then just like from the right hand side, just a little rock backwards.
I gasp. Is the gap big enough, big enough for one of the little ones to go and see underneath?
To the gap, you could get down to try and see underneath. The gap, it's almost like that section of the wall was just slightly off kilter with the rest of the wall now. So it's moved slightly back. You could try and peek underneath if you want.
Can I try pushing it?
Yeah. So you put your hand on it and push on it, and the wall starts to move back like a door.
Hey, have you opened the door?
You've opened the door. So as you push the wall back, you're greeted with a very blue tank, very dusty little chamber that's in the back here, and in front of you is like a turning wheel, like something with almost like the wheel of a bloody lorry, but a bit bigger with a handle on it that looks like something needs to be cranked.
What's a lorry?
Above the table, like a lorry, like a big pirate ship. It's a pirate's wheel.
Hey, that thing looks too big for me to try and turn the fucking handle.
You're me, boss.
What?
So you and me both.
Yeah, what he said.
Cool.
We're gonna start turning the wheel then.
Yeah, can we walk into that room now?
Yeah. It's like the door. As the door skirts around, you see it just like butts up against the wall, and what is left, it's not a very big space, like only enough for one person to get in there. And then you can see that there's the wheel in front of you.
Who wants to go and try it?
So as the first person's going to do your test, and as you move it, you're like, oh, this isn't just like a woo spinny wheel. This is like I'm going to need to turn this and stretch this wheel around. Sort of, it'll be a strenuous task.
Hey, the red guy looks big enough to handle that.
Yeah.
I ignore them. I'm sat like wiping the dust off my hands. I'm sat down wiping the dust off my hands.
And a glance over at him and then just turn around and attempt to do it myself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you get up and you front of the door, hold on to the wheel and just start turning. Give me a strength check.
That is a 9.
9. You start turning. You feel that you're like trying to. It's like getting it over that first move. You move the wheel a little bit and then it goes back. You're like, fuck, 9. Not quite strong enough to get that wheel going round. If you. You could try and squeeze 2 of you in to help to get advantage of it, but then it's going to be a tie, almost like one person pulling down on one side, the other one pushing up from the other side. But yeah,
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How strong is mage hand?
Not strong. So I think if you look, it can only.
It can't carry
like 10
more
pounds.
than 10 pounds.
Yeah, so
And it doesn't have anything for like turning a strong handle.
No,
on it.
it won't have a strength score. It won't be strong enough to. If it's not strong enough to.
Sigh, put my hands on my knees, and stand up, and then go try and help.
Cool. So you, well, Von Van, you step back as the tiefling gets up his ass, goes up, and tries turning the wheel. And if you look, you can see here, it's just a case of just, okay, get this thing moving, and it might be a little bit easier. If you roll a strength check for me, please.
I got this, Van.
Bam, bam.
17.
17, nice. And you see the same, just like you were pulling, you get the same resistance, and as soon as you get that one, like it moves, and you're like, and then it starts rolling, and then okay, you hear like a chain mechanism behind starts moving, and what should I say, Zaga, you hear the door behind this thing start to creak and start to move, and it's like as you're spinning it like 2 or 3 times, and this wall is slowly just starting to peak round.
Anyone doing anything, or
Anyone?
am I just kind of opening this for fun?
Yeah.
Like, where are we going with this?
Door?
I stop moving the wheel, just waiting for a response.
Yeah, because you don't know what's going on here.
Well, I'm waiting for someone else to respond to me.
Is it the wall by where Zaga is?
Yeah, and you'll hear, there'll be a noise as you hear the wall start to move. Like you'll hear it as it's like you can hear there's definitely some movement going on.
So
It's open.
Yeah, I'm still outside, so I kind of walk towards where Zaga is.
Mm-hmm.
Would you look at her?
And then I call back to say, like, keep doing the wheel because it's opening the door.
Cool. So yeah, as you spin around, so as you look down, Fabian, can you give me a perception check as you look down into the hallway?
Yeah. 11.
11. So you first off, you notice that it is pitch black in there. Your dark vision lets you see to a certain distance, as if it was a little bit lighter, slightly dim light in there. So you can see that this goes down and then it has a turn to the right hand side. So you can see that this is an alleyway that turns down, but at the moment there's just no light in there whatsoever.
With dancing lights, is that like a torch? 4 torch-sized lights within range, and I make
You've
them.
got night vision.
Yeah, but for everybody else, I'm a nice kind of elf.
Yeah.
I mean, who
You
doesn't?
can send them down, yeah, and I think you can send them.
Yeah, it's just me.
10 foot radius.
Yeah.
But I do have a lantern.
Yeah, and you've got 120 foot range on them, so you can move them as well as you create them. Yeah, if you want, you can create the 4 globules and send them into the end of the tunnel, where you can see the end of the tunnel. And then, so you see the distance, and you can see, obviously, that it goes around the corner, but you can send the lights down there, but you can't see around the corner, obviously.
I turn to Corin. Little man, do you need to see?
Well, I don't think I have the same vision you guys have. I've got a lantern here.
I cast light on the lantern.
Oh, nice. On the lantern. So your lantern lights up like metal, and all the whole thing becomes a light. And it's a bright light source, right?
Bright light for 20 foot, dim light for an additional 20 foot,
Yeah.
and it can be coloured however I like. I'm going to colour it. What kind of vibes are you feeling here? I feel like we're in a bit of a crack den, so we're going to go for sort of a purpley reddish light.
Nice. Very tiefling of you.
Well, would you look at that? That's right fancy.
Sweet.
Cheers,
So
big man.
you have a light, you have a lantern lit up there. The door.
You have a
is
lantern light.
A lantern of light. Sweet. So you've sent down, so Fabian, if you're at the front, you've sent down your globules of light. You can see down towards the end. I've just kicked over the corner. And you can see it turns around the corner. So it's a narrow corridor. You could probably get side by side in there just about, but it will be tight. What would you like to do?
Fuck it, I'll go in first.
Oh,
Start walking down the.
Well, I was just about to say, was I me to go on first? I'm allowed.
No, it's okay. I think you've suffered enough with all of the spiders. I'll head down.
Cool. So you
That's very kind of that.
have you still got your dancing lights up?
Yeah.
Cool. So your dancing lights you can send. Or oh yeah, I was like, what? I don't know.
She's a sweetheart, this one.
Well, you did lend me your daggers, and I didn't use them. I feel quite bad.
Oh, it's not a problem at all.
Just holding stuff up. Cool. So you send your dancing lights down. You can see down that this tunnel goes all the way down from where you are, and as your lights kind of get part of the way down, probably get like 15 foot away from you, you can see past them down the end two little what look like two little candle flames.
Candle flames, did you say? Sorry.
Yeah, look like two little candle flames. You can just see two little sources of light. Could be torches from this distance, but they're very, very faint at the end, hence not lighting up any of the area.
Can the others see this as well?
Depends. If you're at the edge, then no. So you're, as I'm seeing it now, marching orders, you're at the corner here, looking down, and you've just started sending your lights down. You can see back towards where you can the end of the corridor, which you can see has some either door or wall at the end. You can just see on the left and right wall these two little.
Followed.
You would have
Follow her
followed.
down.
Yeah.
I'll kind of call back as to what I can see with the little lights at the end.
Okay. Marching order for the rest of you. Are you in the tunnel or are you in the room still?
I'm still.
I'll be behind it.
Yeah, I can put you down now.
I've taken a seat.
Yeah, cool.
I'll go into the tunnel as well.
I'm going to take this out because
Yeah, it just doesn't look like there's much space, so I'll leave them.
yeah.
You're
Yeah,
only little.
While they're sort of doing adventure stuff, I'm going to turn to Zaga and I'm going to say, that was a great performance upstairs, I do have to say. I've never heard anything like it.
Just upstairs? What about the one down here?
I have my mind on other things.
Oh, it's a shame. That was one of the most popular songs back home.
Well, I look forward to hearing it again.
Oh, definitely.
Sweet. So you, you can see that and you're calling out to what you see there. Where would you like to go from here?
Walk towards the light.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So as you, so both you two at the front, roll perception checks for me. Fabian and Corey.
That would be a 12 for me.
21.
12, right. So with a 12, you can see that. And your light actually is almost not helping as much as you'd like it. This is, as the light...
I'm kind of peering through her legs.
No. You could get side by side.
Stuff like
if you
between
needed
the
to.
legs.
But if you want, you can be between the legs.
I think just flavour, just to block my view. Kind of looking through legs.
And it's more that the light from the spell light is so bright that as you cast down, you're struggling to see through where it's just illuminating web. So again, this is just a dusty, like cobweb-ridden hallway. As you are looking down, all you're really doing is lighting up in front of you the first like 10 feet of web, and you can't see anything else. With a 21, as you peer in all through, you kind of a bit taller. You're not getting distracted as much by the light from the man below. You can kind of cover below your eyes, not above your eyebrows, but below your chin, to look down, and you see that there's you get 21.
Yeah.
So you see those two flames, and you can see that they're like, it does look like candles flickering right down the end as you're there. But then as you're looking at those and things, your eyes go to the roof, and you swear you see some movement across the roof.
So I look down to... Shit, I forgot your name, Ben. Corin. And I'm kind of like, did you see that moving, or are my eyes deceiving me? And I'm kind of waving my arm around, trying to clear some of the dust from in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't say that. All I can see is your legs and your ass here. I can't say anything.
You did say and your ass here, right?
That
Yes,
elf
he did.
booty, he did.
Did hit that one.
Ass here.
Ass
The
here.
clarification. Not your
Not ass hair.
Arse.
Is Van in here as well?
He's
You're just
behind you.
right? So I kind of turn back and say, "Here, come here and see if you can see what I'm seeing. See if you can see what I'm seeing." There's a lot
Can you
of,
see what I see?
and I gesture up towards the roof.
Okay, so I go up towards the roof.
Yeah, so as you go down, and like I said, as you're looking down, you see the lit webbing from the below. If you imagine like the floor out is well lit by the lantern of this webbing. As you look up, it gets darker. You see the two flames in the distance, and then you see the web. Where the web has been, you've been like clearing out space, like the loose web flapping, and the web above seem tighter, and you can't see anything for look. Roll a perception check.
9.
9. So yeah, you just, like I said, there's lots of cobweb there. You can't spot anything, but you can see that the web has been disturbed, and there's a lot of crap down here.
Can I stealthily creep further
Yeah.
down?
Yeah, you can try and
hallway?
get down the hall without breaking the web.
Sorry, can I ask you a question quickly?
Yep.
Has the inspiration I gave to Corin?
Not
not
yet.
yet.
That would have only been a minute, so he's probably got a couple of minutes left on it. Yeah, you can. So roll a stealth check to make your way delicately through.
24.
24, nice. So you start to make your way down. How far were you trying to get down?
As far down as the corridor will let me go.
Oh, okay, cool. So as you creep down, and I'm assuming you're stepping up behind here, you creep down and you get a few steps down, and then as you're piecing and pulling your way through, you're trying not to touch, and you can see now the web. Some of the web is loose and lit, and in between that, you see that some of the web is taut and tight. And unfortunately, you didn't see something else, which is luckily didn't do anything. As you're stepping, you feel something drop onto your head. As a spider misses you, luckily, as a much larger spider drops down on and then scurries round the wall on top of you, as you are just stuck there now.
Jesus Christ. Have the others seen this happening?
I'm assuming, yeah, you've only got 10 foot away from him, and then it's dropped onto you, and you've seen it run off. So you see, so Corin and Von Van, you see this, and this spider is, the size of a torso. For you, Corin, it's nearly as big as you are. This spider that just drops in. You see it almost panic where it's missed, and then scurry up onto the wall and disappear outside again.
Okay, let's say yeah.
Did you scream?
We still see it on the wall.
Yeah. Did you scream?
Fucking hell, that thing's as big as I am.
No, did she scream though?
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that
I don't.
goes,
I stay sat down.
Hey, Bon, what's going on down there?
I whisper to Zaga, "That's kind of my thing."
Dear you fuckers. Cool. So as you scream back, you've all dilly-dallied for long enough. So as you look up, then just freezing in your position, Faywin, you see the candles still flickering, but something kind of covers its view and then comes back, and you're not quite sure what's going on. You see the web start to bow, almost some of it where it's tighter. You see it start to move and flex, and you get the feeling that something bad is about to happen.
No, she's gonna fucking die.
We are right up to that. So can we all roll initiative, and we might come back for this next time, in case. So yes, just in
Fuck's
case, let's
sakes.
all roll some initiative. I mean, you're dilly-dallying down an hallway. So
13.
13.
I got a 10.
Nice.
I got a 9.
Oof, not so nice.
14.
That's lucky.
Nat 20 plus 1.
Oh, on a goddamn initiative where you're not in the room.
And we'll not be going to the room for probably quite a while.
Staying outside. 19, 20. I just rolled 2 20s in a row. That's mental. That's
Don't worry,
also
I've got a massive fucking bow.
bad. Cool. So yeah, unless you want to get into it now, I think we're probably best stopping now because the combat will go on for like 20-30 minutes. So let's try and aim to finish before 11. But yes, as you've had one spider drop on you, run around, helpfully gasp at how large it is. You see the lights down the end of the corridor. There's 2 small flames flicker as you feel like something larger is on the web, as you feel the weight of the web start to move around it, and you hear the skittering. As yes, we will come back next time to see what might be down the hallway. Slightly larger spiders. And I will leave the board exactly where it is so we know exactly where you all are.
Nice.
Perfect. Well, there we are. Hold on, guys. You managed to make it into one room and open the door.
It's the only reason that I started going down the corridor.
What, to see the door?
No, to get out of that room.
That's good.
Fucking sick of the room.
I mean, there could be a way out the room at the bottom.
I got the feeling we haven't progressed
Yeah, we
as far as
fucked
the
this.
others guys.
You haven't fucked it. You just, it's finding the flow of who does what and how you get into it and your character stuff. Throwing you in against some spiders. Yeah. Also, again, if you don't take actions to hit things take long to kill. So it's fun, but it doesn't
Weaver.
I think fine. I was pumping the rest of you up.
I'm gonna start putting a list together of words that could just go next to each other.